Oh, okay.
The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Fizz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot the death, oh yes, these are the sports podcasts live as a pro's course. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boys ever. No longer got any use for them four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season if people start five. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. Get it, we got what you need. If it's sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. Get it, we got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat stick. I got what you need.
You on mute.
And I'm oh man. Apologies for the way this started. We always get every Sunday, you know, H5, your mom, people Africa, and I'm already breaking up. So
Yeah.
have at it.
Yo, it's my turn. What up, y'all? It's your boy Big O. Here another Sunday, primetime Sunday. Doing our thing. Yeah, man, looking forward to a great show, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the other two votes trying to be here in a minute. You know, but yeah, man. Pass my boy Litchfield.
Hey, I want to say I'm glad to be here. Had a great weekend. I went to a all women's wrestling show at a 2200 Arena. It was all women matches, man. It was called Who Runs the World. I guess that was a play on Beyonce shit, but it was all women matches. And then I found out that Bell to Bell was starting at the Monster Factory in Paulsboro. They opened up that wrestling school. And my daughter's 15. She big as hell. She said she want to go down there and check it out. So she might be getting into that. I might be on WWE being a manager, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that.
Reverend
then, they had another show at 8 o'clock I went to, and the Money in the Bank was last night. So once again, it was a wrestling weekend for me. And now I'm ready to get busy on the podcast.
Sir. Man, yo, you was good in the backstage, man. I don't know what's going on.
I know. Listen. We can't hear nothing.
Yeah, we can't hear nothing, bro.
Oh. Well, go ahead. Oh, you gotta take over, man. You the boss.
Man.
You gotta headline the show now.
Oh man. Oh man, what were we talking about, man, today? We were talking about I know we was gonna get into Bronny's Summer League debut.
Oh yeah, Bronny Summer League debut. I mean, listen, I don't know how much y'all touched on it last week. I don't know because I couldn't get my I was having technical difficulties like Ben having today. But I just don't. I don't care. I don't care. Bronny's Summer League debut should not have been a story. It was on ESPN. It was on the news. It was all, and it's not a story. Like Bronny's not NBA caliber, dude. So now we gotta get all these Bronny James stories for a dude that's not even nothing. He's not even going to be a good rookie. Like he's in LA on the Lakers, right? And the Lakers is the story franchise in the NBA, and this should be a big NBA story, and it's not, dude. This dude is not NBA material. And for now, we gotta fucking get force fed all this media shit. He's LeBron James' son. And then we gotta hear about him debuting in the summer league, which who gives a fuck about summer league for real? And now we gotta hear about summer league because Bronny James debut. You know what I'm saying? And it's just this dude is. I know LeBron, and all that. But I'm just saying that, and I know it's gonna sound hateful, but Bronny James shouldn't be in the NBA right now. And it's cool that he is in the NBA. They drafted him, whatever that's the case may be. They wanted to play on getting LeBron to sign a deal. That's the case may be. That's cool. That's fine and dandy. All of that's cool. But also, if y'all know the man don't belong in the NBA, just let him be in the NBA and shut the fuck up about it. That's all I'm saying.
Word. Let him fly under the radar for a little bit, right? Yeah, man. I mean, listen, we all spoke on, we did speak on it last week, man, and I did change. I am changing my tune a little bit, but yeah, like you said, man, he just need to fly under the radar a little bit. You know what I'm saying? At least through the summer league, man. But you know how the media is. Man. They striving for they striving for that next big story. You know what I'm saying? So this dude, I mean, he's gonna be. If I'll be honest with you, at this point, if he's a serviceable player, then I'll be okay with that because last couple of years the trend has been even second round players, man, are good in the NBA. Look at Jokic. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Hopefully some of these little training sessions with his pops will stick. And if not, man, in the next couple of years, he's gonna be another Thanasis. You know?
Well, I think Bronny's gonna be just fine. Kind of picking up what y'all putting down. I think Bronny's gonna be just fine. He's got his dad there, which is, I mean, outside of regular coaching, is probably the best coach player wise in the NBA today. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I like I said, Tyrone was saying when I finally got my shit together. He's in the league. Just allow him to grow now. But the unfortunate is he's LeBron James Jr.
Yeah.
He can never escape that name for the rest of his life unless he decides to, for some crazy reason, go legally change his name. So he ain't never escaping the shadow of his daddy. The number one thing that sports media will need to do and must do is never compare him to his father. Ever once.
Yeah.
Never, because he will never be like his father. We're never going to see a player like his father again for a very long time. It's not happening. So, like Tyrone, I guess you was kind of alluding to, all right, he's in the league. Shut up now, people. Let him live.
Yeah.
And
Let the man cook for a little bit.
And then it's like you can't compare anyone to LeBron. No one. So I'm not even on that type time. Like I'm not. My assessment of Bronny is not in comparison to his dad or anything. It's an assessment of him himself. I feel like Bronny should have played another year in college where he could have actually played and showcase some of his skills. Because I know the boy is skilled. I've seen some skills. I know that he's LeBron's son. LeBron said he's skilled, you know what I mean? But he didn't play enough. And he didn't get enough under his belt. So I felt like maybe he should have stayed in college and had a good season where he actually played, where he actually started, where he actually was on a team that made the tournament and did some shit where we could assess him. But it's like I know LeBron had a small window for how long his son was gonna get in there, and I know the Lakers is making history. No matter what y'all say, this is a history-making moment for LeBron and Bronny to be there. And history-making moments for black folks is great. I like that. But if y'all gonna keep putting the spotlight on this kid, y'all kind of gonna set him up for failure because now you're putting the spotlight on him. And now if he only scores 7 points in the summer league, it's gonna be room for skepticism, room for criticism, room for tearing this kid down when he don't deserve to be teared down. It's not his fault that that shit is working out the way it's working out. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah,
his
and
fault.
I wasn't when I came in, I wasn't disagreeing with you. That's like, that was my thing.
Hold on.
I'm not. There is no comparing to LeBron James. There is no. That was the point that I was trying to add on. I knew you wasn't trying to compare him because there is no comparing him to LeBron James. It's just he can't escape the name. He will never escape the name because he carries his daddy's name. And so stupid sports media is going to carry on bullshit narratives that they know they shouldn't. They know they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They know they shouldn't. And y'all, and I know you know that.
Yeah, it's a lazy narrative, man. It's lazy sports reporting. You know, that's all. That's all it is, man.
But then you brought up what would you? I'm not sure if I get your point on what you were saying about the coaching. You said something about the Lakers coach.
No, I said nothing about the Lakers coach. I
Oh,
said, I said, as far as Bronny being trained and learning in the NBA,
oh,
outside of NBA coaches, he
oh,
has the best player coach in his corner that's out there today, which is his dad.
oh.
That
I thought you were talking about JJ Redick. I was about to say that. What the fuck? Because listen, I like JJ Redick. I like his podcast. I like how he talks. I like him on First Take. I like the man and all. But I'm just saying, why not Mark Jackson? You see what I'm saying? It's like, why not? Why y'all didn't make a call to Mark Jackson? He's a player guy. He's a coach. He set up the Golden State Warriors. Steve Kerr stole the Golden State Warriors from Mark Jackson. You understand what I'm saying? So,
yeah, it
so
was it
it's
was
like,
Mark Jackson. It was Mark Jackson, and rest in peace to the logo.
so it's like this.
Yeah.
If you wanted a player's coach, if you wanted a guy like that, I really feel like LeBron just got caught up in JJ Redick's friend. Because if you really want to, all the things that LeBron is saying about why he wanted JJ Redick to be the coach, Mark Jackson was right there with experience. Mark Jackson was right there that even though he didn't coach the championship team, he set up the championship team. He put that thing in order. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So for LeBron, everything you're saying about JJ Redick, you have Mark Jackson right there with the same credentials, but actually more because he actually coached. He actually was in the NBA coaching. He actually set up a team that won to win a championship. So it's like, how come my man Mark Jackson didn't get a call, bro? Like I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, that first year was definitely his. That was his team. As a matter of fact, we all remembered him covering the game and hugging the players after they won it, because that was they Golden State made no changes to that team after Mark Jackson left. So yeah, I mean he should have got a call. Who knows? Maybe he did get a call. We don't know. You know, to be honest with you, man, LeBron is the coach of that team. Like his understanding of X's and O's and the fact that he could recall a game, you know, those to me has always been like his some of his greatest assets, man. So he's definitely an assistant coach on that team, on that floor, when he was on that floor.
Well, oh, you know what you're saying. I kind of want to agree with it, but I'm scoring. I'm scoring because, like I said, I did a Kobe Bryant podcast on my show, and I've been adamant about this. Okay, when LeBron came in the league, it was Kobe, and I always said I need Kobe to go head on and sun this dude in the finals. I need Kobe to take LeBron out. I need Kobe to show LeBron what it's hitting for, right? And so Boston set up the big three at the wrong time because they set up the big three at the time when I needed Kobe and LeBron to be in the finals. Remember, they had the public commercials about Kobe and LeBron being in the finals, all that set up. And the only spur against LeBron is that, yeah, he's the coach team. Yeah, he knows the X's and O's. Yeah, he knows all that. But I want you, since you is champion for LeBron knowing all this and being a player coach and all that shit, I want you to tell me how LeBron James with that Cleveland team lost after the Boston victory was out to Dwight Howard's Orlando Magic team when the Lakers sunned them in 5 and really could have swept them. You know what I'm saying? They really could have swept them. So that's where that's where my LeBron shit went. Because the Boston Big Three was out and you lost to Dwight Howard and that Orlando team, and I can't get over that. I can't get over that.
That LeBron team, who else is on that team? Ilgauskas?
Dude, what my point, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter to me because my whole thing was LeBron was this dude that was supposed to get to the finals and all that. And the only reason why, it may be media, it may be you, it may be all you LeBron lovers, but the only reason why I heard that LeBron wasn't getting to the finals was because of that Boston Big Three, was because of Garnett, Pierce, and Rondo and all them boys over in Boston, Ray Allen and all that was stopping them, right? And then they got out. They was going. They was Donnie Roski. And you lost to Dwight Howard and that Orlando team, which, who did Dwight Howard have? Well, how was that Orlando team that good? They wasn't that good. Lakers beat them in 5 and could have swept them. So
that goes to when I speak with football logic, the term any given Sunday it comes into play. It always comes into play with sports. Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday is one fucking game. A 7-game series is not any given fucking Sunday, dog.
No, because it sometimes teams get bested at the wrong time. Sometimes teams don't click at the right time.
As we've seen, sometimes teams are just orchestrated, are just built to beat that particular team. As we saw with Dallas and Timberwolves and the Nuggets. So
first of all, Nuggets beat themselves. Let's not fucking act like the Timberwolves beat them. Nuggets beat themselves, okay? Second of all, and this is good, Dallas, the Timberwolves weren't ready. They weren't ready for real. If Kyrie Irving is on his game, if Kyrie Irving consistently plays how he played during these NBA playoffs, Dallas is formidable. We want to act like they not. We want to act like they don't deserve to be there. We want to act like they couldn't be in the finals. But if Kyrie Irving plays how he played then Dallas is a formidable team. Let's not get it fucked up.
But again, you stuck to the star player's name. And yes, Kyrie is that dude. But in the sport of basketball, it takes more than just the one superstar name to control and run everything. That's part why Dallas couldn't get out, couldn't beat Boston, because Boston played the complete team game. Nobody expected. I mean, everybody not everybody. Let me stop using that word. Many people had the notion that Kristaps Porzingis, the way he set it off, the whole tempo from game one, that was the Kristaps Porzingis that we were supposed to see his entire career, barring injury. Right or wrong? Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, but when you really look at Boston, when we talked about Boston, Tyrone, and remember when we was making our picks, and I kept saying Jaylen Brown's going to be MVP. Jaylen Brown's going to be MVP. That, and when again, barbershop sports talk, Jaylen Brown is the number 2 on the team, when realistically he was the best player throughout the playoffs for that team. It was just a reminder that it's a team game. It's an overall team game. And every single person on that Boston roster contributed. Where Dallas leaned heavy on Kyrie and Luka. And then when they couldn't get over it was like, who else was doing the job for them?
Yeah.
Dan, I'm extremely confused because a healthy Kristaps Porzingis is what he is. I don't know what you're saying about what we expect him to be. A healthy
No,
Kristaps
I
Porzingis is
listen
what he is.
because let me explain that to you. Let me explain why I brought him up. Is because he is a piece to the puzzle. He's a piece to the puzzle because, like you said, like you just said about Kyrie, if Kyrie was really on his shit, then Kyrie would have made this formidable. But you only stuck to one player. I went down the bench to mention Kristaps because they wasn't talking about Jaylen Brown game one. They wasn't talking about Jason Tatum game one. They was talking about the 30 plus that Kristaps put up.
If,
And that
if,
was the sign that wow, if this guy is working on all cylinders, and which eventually he ended up getting hurt, but if this guy's working on all cylinders, then the rest of the team is going to be a problem.
well, here's the thing. So that's a fact. If Kristaps Porzingis is on all cylinders, nobody's beating Boston. Nobody's beating Boston. With what Jaylen Brown can do, with what Tatum can do, if Porzingis is working on all cylinders, nobody's beating Boston.
No,
That's a
right.
given. That's
Right.
absolutely correct.
So this is what I'm just trying to describe to you, that you're hanging your hat in the conversation on me mentioning Kristaps, but the only purpose for me mentioning Kristaps is that's how far down the lineup we're talking as far as the pieces working the way they're supposed to. So when you got one of your big men, you got your four working that efficiently, then Jaylen Brown and freaking Tatum come in with, we're just talking superstar names. They come in, fill the rest in. Now you're technically looking at it like you got to beat three. But
Let me,
but no, Boston made it so hard on on Dallas that you had to beat the entire team.
and
Drew Holiday was an amazing pickup for them because defensively he was shutting shit down like crazy. And it just goes back to I personally get tired of just talking and thinking the superstar name when it's a complete team game. That's all. That's the only thing I'm truly mentioning out of it. It's just we got to
Yo,
remember these things are so when we're talking the LeBron and like you said, hey, Miami just happened. I mean, Orlando in that series just happened to have been hitting on all cylinders to beat that LeBron James led. What was it, Cleveland team? Because it wasn't the
yeah,
Miami team.
it was
Right,
Cleveland.
right. And Cleveland was LeBron James brought Booby Gibson to the damn finals. LeBron James had his former alleged stepdaddy in the finals. Alleged. And it's just jokes. We know the real. It's just jokes. You know what I'm saying? But it's little. That's why I bring up hey, it can be any given Sunday, which just means any night in the NBA, you can get it.
here's the other thing too. Jaylen Brown. You said Jaylen Brown was going to be MVP, and he was the MVP of the finals, right? Right. But it's the perception. We watched the finals games, and it looked like to us watching the games that Jaylen Brown was the MVP. Clear cut. It looked like Jaylen Brown was the reason why Boston won. Clear cut, right? And I kept saying, and I told y'all on the episode on the podcast episode before that Tatum is balling. He might not be scoring, he might be having a low shooting percentage, but he's balling. And y'all are listening. And if you look at the stat sheet, the stat line, Tatum had a better finals than Jaylen Brown. And the only thing Jaylen Brown had on Tatum was the shooting percentage, right? So Tatum could have won the MVP too. You see what I'm saying? He could, if they would have got the MVP to Jason Tatum, there was no argument against him. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Boston.
We here.
No, I feel like
we here. We here. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I do too.
But you know what? I feel like the NBA made the right decision in giving that MVP to Jaylen Brown. You know why? Because the perception of the fans was that Jaylen Brown was the MVP. They knew also that Tatum wasn't going to give a fuck about Jaylen Brown being the MVP. And they kept the dynamic of that Boston team together. They didn't cause a dissension between the two of them because if Tatum would have got the MVP, it might have been a little bit of dissension between the two of them. They kept that together and they did everything right to ensure that Boston team was still going to be fucking good. So
I don't know, boy, because you saw Tatum's face after the Eastern Conference Finals. And when they gave the MVP to Jaylen Brown, he looked disappointed. You know. And second of all, another point I wanted to make: we could have easily Drew Holiday could have easily got some votes for the MVP.
Bro,
You know.
bro, Jaylen Brown will never be ashamed or feel lesser than or feel like he's not a he's up 300 million, dogs. He was the first one on that squad to sign for over $300 million. You think he gives a fuck about an MVP? No.
No, but he just decided to play like one. That's
Right.
it.
That's
and
it.
Then,
that is it.
And then,
Tatum don't got no
before,
300. He just getting his $300 million contract.
And he got 315, Tatum.
Yeah.
Right.
I.e., paid you. We now paid you like you're the best player on this team. Because, like you said, Tyrone, in past show, he is the best all-around player on the team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But Jaylen Brown was the glue.
Yeah, he balled out.
That's really where that's kind of where it went to. He was
styles
the glue.
Make fights, right? Styles make fights. And for that finals, Jaylen Brown, or for the ECF or whatever, Jaylen Brown or Tatum, one of those was going to take over that series because styles make fights. The matchups led stronger for Tatum leading in the ECFs or in the finals as opposed to Jaylen Brown leading in the finals over the ECF. That you had to pick your poison. So we was going to stop one guy hoping the other guy would falter, and it didn't work.
TJ,
it failed miserably.
TJ, I got a question for you, right? Because you came in a little late. So, remember when the Lakers, when Kobe won the 3 straight NBA finals, and LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers lost to the Orlando Magic, right? My question to you is, right? Why did LeBron James and that Cleveland team lose to that Orlando Magic team when we all said that the Boston Big Three was the reason why Kobe couldn't meet LeBron in the finals? The Boston Big Three was out. LeBron lost to that Orlando Magic team, and now I'm saying this because I want to say this. I want to make a statement. The Lakers at that time with Kobe Bryant leading the team with Paul Gasol was superior to LeBron James and that Cleveland team, right? Now, they took that Orlando team out in 5, they could have swept. So now I want to know, why couldn't LeBron get over that hump when we all said that the reason why LeBron didn't get to Kobe was because of the Boston Big Three, but he lost to the Orlando Magic.
Who was LeBron's sidekick in that playoffs?
A plumber.
Who just look at all the sidekicks on that Cleveland team. That Cleveland team wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't.
Who was going to help LeBron out? And then tell me who was on the Orlando squad. Tell me who's on the Orlando squad, and I'll tell you why LeBron didn't get out of that.
The Lakers destroyed them.
Of course, the Lakers destroyed them. The Lakers would have destroyed LeBron too. The Lakers would have destroyed LeBron too. It wouldn't have mattered who went to that finals. It wouldn't have mattered. You act like if LeBron went to that finals, it would have been mad. He would have had another L in the finals. That would have
just been write-up material for the newspapers. That's all.
So therefore, I am correct in my assessment that the reason why that Cleveland team did not go to the NBA Finals or even attempt to win the NBA Finals wasn't because of the Boston Big Three. It was because they just wasn't a good enough team, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said that. You kind of answered that the way you framed your question.
But here's my thing.
Look what happened in Miami the first year LeBron went down there. They didn't get to the finals. They didn't get to that finals that first year with Wade and Bosh.
This is what I go to. So here's my problem.
And didn't they lose to the Mavericks that one year?
Yeah, they lost to the Mavericks. Yeah.
Here's my simple problem, right? I can't fuck with LeBron because we hold LeBron at a high standard, right? And LeBron had that, and we said all these years we said in Cleveland, LeBron don't have no help. LeBron don't have no help. LeBron don't have no help. And LeBron went to Miami and had Dwayne Wade, and had Chris Bosh and had what's the white boy? I can't think of the white boy name.
Chris Kaman,
Mike
Birdman,
Miller?
Mike Miller.
Birdman,
They
yeah.
had Birdman on that team too, I think.
He had
Yeah,
all these
Birdman,
dudes,
yeah.
right? So when he went to Miami, he had all this help, right? And let's just be clear. They won 2 championships out of 4. They lost to a Mavericks team who they were supposed to be way more superior than, right? And let's be clear, they won 2 championships out of 4. And if it wasn't for Ray Allen Desperation 3, they would have won 1 championship out of 4, right? So the narrative was that LeBron didn't have no help. But even when LeBron had help, his team still wasn't good enough, right?
So Tyrone, can I say something? All right, so the NBA, recent history in the NBA has proven that the big 3 is just good for TV.
No. Don't kick the bullshit. Listen, don't kick the bullshit, because here's the thing. All those years Kobe Bryant, all those years that Kobe was playing on the Lakers with no help, when he had Chris Mim and he had Kwame Brown and he had all that bullshit, and he said, hey, I'm about to go play for the Knicks in New York. I'm about to go play for Chicago and the Bulls. I'm about to lead this Lakers team, right? And he said, no, don't leave. We're going to get you some help. And they got him Pau Gasol. And Pau Gasol was called soft. They said Pau Gasol wasn't going to be that dude. Pau Gasol wasn't going to help Kobe, right? And Pau Gasol came there, and guess what? 3 championships in a row. They went to 3 NBA finals in a row, right? So when you tell me LeBron didn't have no help, and LeBron didn't have no help, and he got help, he went to Miami and got all them dudes.
But was that a big 3 though?
Listen, Kobe didn't have no big 3 ever, dude. What are you talking about?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So here's
No,
my point.
he didn't have a big 3 by way of that bullshit sports media narrative name. He had Pau Gasol, he had
Lamar Odom,
crack-free Lamar Odom. He had decent
Fisher.
centers. He had a very good point guard at Derek Fisher. He had the point that you keep making is it all stems back to he had a solid team around him. He had a solid team
let me
around
ask you
him,
this real quick.
and any given Sunday logic worked. That hey, they kicked the shit out of everybody. Meanwhile, yes,
let me
LeBron
ask you this
James,
question, Tyrone.
the big name star athlete, and guess what? Then all the pieces didn't work overall. Where yes, you look at the big name person as you're supposed to be the guy that gets us over the hump. You're supposed to be the guy. But LeBron, as we already know, he's the guy who makes the smart play for the time. So if you pass it off and kicks it to somebody and shoots and they miss, what the fuck? It's a team game.
Can I ask you this? Is this because LeBron is on the Lakers? Is that why you feel like this?
Here's the problem. The narrative about LeBron was that he didn't win in Cleveland the first time because he had no help, right? Kobe spent years in the Lakers when he didn't have no help. Y'all know he had that year where he had like 7 straight 40-point games to try to get the Lakers just to make the playoffs. And then
it was just Kobe. Yes, it was just Kobe.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right. And the narrative was LeBron never had no help. So LeBron got help in Miami, won 2 out of 4 championships, and we act like that was good enough. Where Kobe got Pau Gasol, who they said was soft, who they said wasn't good enough, right? And Kobe went to 3 finals and won 2 out of 3 championships with Pau Gasol and really nobody else. Right?
But let me tell you this.
Still, LeBron didn't have no help.
No. Kobe already had won chips before Gasol got there. LeBron didn't win shit before he went to Miami, dogs. LeBron didn't win a damn thing before he went to Miami. Kobe already had 3 rings on the finger. His legacy was stamped. His legacy was stamped.
Let's
stamped, bro. Stop it. Stop it.
One thing that y'all not mentioning. One thing that y'all not mentioning. Who was LeBron's coach during them finals, and when he was in Cleveland? Exactly. Nobody remembers. Freaking Kobe. Kobe had what you call it? Kobe had Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can't just dismiss the fact that he had a Hall of Fame coach them 6 times he went to the finals.
Okay. Coaching is based on
no matter how this conversation goes, you can't spin it from the fact that it's still a team game and you need all cylinders clicking and working at the same fucking time, no matter what.
Tyrone.
No matter who the star name athlete is, you still need every piece to be working. All that perception shit is bullshit.
Tyrone, and this is why everybody's excited about the Knicks team that we have coming into this season. Because of the chemistry, because of the depth of the squad. And we went to the second round with our bench players. DiVincenzo was a bench player.
Hart was a bench player.
Hartenstein was a bench player. Hart was a bench player. If we're that deep with our bench players, what are we going to do when we get our full healthy squad together? Chemistry means a lot.
You know what you just did? You just brought in a conversation that I really wanted to have with the 5 of us, with Jamal here and all that. Because I mentioned in the group chat I was going to do a video about the complete team game versus the big threes, you got one superstar player with, with the Robin and IE shit like that, to where
there's no Robin on the Knicks. There's no Robin on the Knicks.
Well, hey, listen, we are in an era now with the NBA where you have to have a completely gelled together team. That's why Denver won the way they did. Because yes, Jokic was fucking unstoppable. But Aaron Gordon balled his ass off. What's the fucking point guard? Jamal Murray balled his ass off. Every single piece of that team balled their ass off.
They had KCP.
Forget all the name drops. The point ain't this. Just that, forget the name drops though. It's about the team chemistry. That's how Boston just beat the shit out of Dallas. Because Dallas, the team chemistry worked for the previous rounds, but then they had to rely on their 2 superstar names when the whole team was clicking on all cylinders on the Boston end. This is why when you bring up our Knicks, we are going to be doing A-OK for the next few years plus some, because now we constructed a team of people who are friends that we know that there's a level of chemistry. And now I'm not saying that to big us up, because we very well can be just like the second round Sixers. But when we look at the Sixers, hold on a second. When we look at the Sixers, okay, hooray, they got Paul George. That deal happened after we closed out last week's show. They got Paul George. Okay, so now you got 3 name pieces, because Maxey just made his name the past 2 seasons. But now what after that? Now what? What about the rest of those pieces?
Now, Dan, they did get a good pickup, and the guy took less money than Caleb Martin from Miami. That's
good for them. Good for them. But bringing it back to last few champions, I'm talking about teams clicking.
Right.
We can go right back to the Golden State Warriors and their run. Every one of their championships.
They all came up together. They all came up together.
They all came up together, but it's the matter of team chemistry. And everybody was working.
And
Even fucking JaVale McGee was filling himself in. Pause where
Andre Iguodala, who was damn near washed at that point, came in
and was a Finals MVP.
He was a Finals MVP. Bro,
because his defense was outstanding.
Nobody was talking about Iguodala before he got to the Warriors.
He was never.
No, that's dead wrong. That's dead wrong. But that's not the point of what I'm trying to talk about. Because Iguodala was the man in Philadelphia when there was nobody else when he was there. But my point is it's the era of the complete team game. It don't matter how many. You can have your one big name athlete. That's cool. But everybody has to fill their role and to become champion. Yeah, it's cool that you can look at Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James as the you knew that these guys were the best guys on those teams. Okay. But Everybody, even when you go down to those teams, everybody played their role.
Ty, there's no reason the Knicks, with their depleted roster, should have took Indiana to 7 games, because any other team with a depleted roster like that would have got smashed. They would have got smashed.
Milwaukee.
With the amount of starters that got knocked out. There's no reason they should have took Indiana to 7 games. It's because of the team chemistry. Next man up. Everybody understood their role, and they played it perfect. They did as much as they could do with what they had, and they just ran out of gas and bodies. That's it.
I want to believe y'all. I want to agree with y'all, but I can't, because in 2001, the Lakers won 15-1 in the NBA championship, right? 15-1 to get an NBA championship. They only lost 1 game in winning the NBA finals, right? And guess what? It was really just Kobe and Shaq, because the next best player on the team only averaged 7 points per game and didn't do much. So Kobe and Shaq.
Can I ask you this?
Hold on.
Can I ask you
gotta
this?
make a point. Can I make a point before asking a question? Because so who was collecting rebounds? It wasn't just Kobe and Shaq.
Listen,
Who was filling in the rest of the points for the team to win? It wasn't just Kobe and Shaq. Point is the whole point is it's still a complete team game. Yes, these two were the top scorers. Cool. You still gotta fucking play defense.
It is a team game. It is a team game because Shaq.
They had nobody else really on offense.
What happened with Shaq in Orlando? What happened with Shaq in Orlando? Shaq in Orlando was the immovable object, the immovable force, right? Nobody could guard him. He was steamrolling everybody,
right?
But he couldn't do it by himself.
As
soon as he got with Kobe, what happened?
This is the narrative. Shaq and Penny would have won championship. Shaq and Penny would have been the same as Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, where was Penny though? Where was Penny? Where was Penny?
Here's the thing.
Where was Penny?
The only reason why Shaq went to LA is because Orlando took too long to show him the money, bro.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. We know that.
But
we know that.
But where was Penny the whole time? Penny was injured, bro.
Penny was on the bench.
He got injured the 1 year.
He was in street clothes.
Shaq
and yo, TJ, come on now, man. Shaq was the outlier because he was a once in a generational type player, yo.
What about
in his prime, in the tail end of his prime? So yeah,
Gasol wasn't winning no chips without Kobe in Memphis. Gasol wasn't winning shit in Memphis without Kobe.
When Kobe didn't have no help all those years, he got Paul Gasol. That's all he got for real. That's all he got was Paul Gasol. 3 straight finals in a row.
So Ron Artest and Lamar Odom don't count.
Ron Artest ain't shit, bro. Ron Artest ain't shit. Let's not put Ron Artest in it. He's not shit, bro.
Ron Artest didn't hit a big shot in the finals.
He hit 1 big shot, dude. Like, come on, man.
Did they win the game?
I want to see, this is the problem in your argument. You're only looking at the shit offensively. It's not just the offensive game. Imagine. Okay, look, TJ. Let me just throw this at you, right? Okay, so Dallas only had Kyrie and Luka, right? So now we're only seeing Kyrie and Luka on the court versus Boston's 5. Like that's how this sounds. When you say it out loud, that's how it sounds. It sounds like your Lakers, it was only Kobe and Shaq on the court, and they were putting up 100 points plus a game.
Dallas won. Hold on. Let me address then. Dallas won all the way to the NBA Finals with what you say. All the way to the finals.
And Kyrie didn't show up. But let me ask you this. Where were all those teams without Robert Horry? Because that man got 7 rings, dog.
Oh, my God, with the Robert
Where were all those teams without Robert Horry, dog? 7 rings. That's not a coincidence. That's not by accident. That's not luck.
Horry is not a
That's not luck. You don't get 7 rings by luck. You don't
Can I-
get
yo,
7 rings by
Yes, he
luck,
does,
bro.
'cause he
Can
was
we
on
can we
good
can we say
teams,
something?
bro.
Can we agree on
That's
something
why he
though?
got 7 rings because he was on good teams. He ain't got 7 rings because he was a baller. Get the
Can
fuck
we
out
can we
of
Do
agree?
here.
those
Can we
teams
agree on
win the
something?
rings without
Ory's-
Ori? Do those teams
Yeah,
win
but
without Ori?
TJ, no, they wouldn't have, because guess what? He played his role to help in those championships. That's the point
That's why
that
his
I
name
keep
is
stressing.
Big Shot Bob.
But
That's
forget
why his
that.
name
But
is
still,
Big Shot Bob.
yo, the point is, like,
He
even
made
when you
one
think
shot for the Lakers.
NFL,
One shot.
it doesn't matter one shot. What did he do in between that to help the team win?
Nothing.
The person on the last man on the bench on a championship team helped that.
No. Them guys will tell you. Them guys on them teams will tell you we don't get where we at without Robert Horry. Just like Jordan says, we won't get them chips without Rodman. We don't three-peat without Rodman.
Man, listen. This conversation tells me who played team sports and who didn't. Because this shit fucking tells you, yo, the 50. Stop for a second. The 50 fucking third man. The 50 fucking third. Yo.
So Tom Brady doesn't win no Super Bowls without Adam Vinatieri? So Tom Brady doesn't win no Super Bowls without Adam Vinatieri?
Yes, he does, because he's Tom Terrific.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Get out of here.
His first 4 were won all off the leg of Adam Vinatieri.
Yo, can we agree on something? Can we agree on something though? This all right, let's talk about.
You're right.
Tom Brady.
But and you know what you did? Hold on, because what you just did again, Tyrone. And then I'm gonna give it to you, you just stop for a second, because what you just did was, again, yes, Tom Brady and that Patriots offense put Vinatieri in position, i.e., if the offensive line didn't work right, if the wide receivers didn't catch them passes, if the running backs didn't gain the yards needed to put Adam Vinatieri in position, guess what? That it wouldn't have happened. When people try to say, "Oh, Tom did it," so Tom was throwing passes to himself.
TJ,
no, it's a team game.
Don't get in it. Let me ask y'all a serious question.
If it's anybody but Adam Vinatieri, we can't say they win 4 Super Bowls.
Let me ask you a serious question. Tell me what was the longest field goal that Vinatieri hit to win a Super Bowl?
Bro, did you watch the Giants in '86 wide right? And that man was on top of the goal. That man was on top of the goal. It was 30 yards. It was a gimme. It was a gimme. Scott Norwood wide right is not Adam Vinatieri, because you know what? Adam Vinatieri would have kicked that field goal, and we're not talking about the Giants 4 Super Bowls.
What was the longest field goal Adam Vinatieri made to win a Super Bowl?
I'm looking it up.
45, maybe 40.
I'm looking it up.
Any kicker in the NFL can make a 45-yard field goal, bro.
Not Scott Norwood. Not Scott Norwood. Not Scott Norwood. Game on the line, bro. Not Scott Norwood.
What I'm just saying is Adam Vinatieri didn't do nothing spectacular.
What about the Rams Super Bowl? What about the Rams Super Bowl? Your man came up a yard short for the first down.
If you are a
what?
Kicker,
what about that?
TJ, if you are a kicker in the NFL, you should be able to make the 45-yard field goal to win the fucking Super Bowl.
You said the key word, should. The key word is should. Bold and italicized. He should.
We're not basing this argument on who fucked up. We're basing this argument on who succeeded, okay?
Yo, and he literally moved the goalpost. He literally moved the goalpost.
He was in a position where he could not fail. And if he fucked up, that was on him. But 45-yard field goal.
So,
now,
Tyrone, again, Tyrone, you got your point. You got your point off. So now, and I'm sorry, we're gonna get back to your question, but did Tom Brady throw the ball to himself, or did he have wide receivers to catch the passes?
Oh my God! If you listen, Dan, you know how to catch a football. Hold on, time out. Dan, do you know how to catch a football?
Did Tom Brady have teammates? Yeah. No, the question is, did Tom Brady have teammates on the field, or did Tom Brady do it by himself?
No. Listen to me, Dan. Can you catch a football?
Yeah.
I'm not
Somebody
answering
go-
you. I can
Yeah.
fucking I can do
TJ.
everything on the
Tyrone.
football field you
Oh,
can't,
TJ,
except for run
TJ,
fast.
So yeah,
No,
so
TJ.
So
why
answer
didn't
the
they beat the
question.
Giants twice?
TJ.
So why
No,
didn't they
listen.
beat the Giants twice?
Let me
And they had
stop.
plenty. They had the same teams. They had the
TJ,
same teams.
TJ, if somebody throw a football to you and hit you in the chest, can you catch it?
Yeah, most
Oh,
of the time.
somebody throw a football. Hold on. Oh, if somebody throw a football to you and hit you in the chest, can you catch it?
I mean, it depends.
No,
It,
no,
it
So
no.
depends
I
Yeah,
and
if somebody
so
throw a
so
football and hit
Tyrone,
you
so
in the
because
chill.
chest,
So I'm gonna
I've
answer your
seen balls
question
pop.
now.
because
I'm gonna
I give credit to the quarterback. If a football hits me in the chest and I'm an NFL wide receiver, I'm supposed to fucking catch it, dog.
No,
okay.
Tyrone, because
Tom Brady.
hold on.
because there's wide receivers that catch the ball with their body, and there's wide receivers that catch the ball with their hands.
But that's not
And what
TJ,
happens when the
TJ.
And there's a lot of
the
variables,
quarterback and
man.
I put the ball in your chest and you don't catch it, that's fucked up. Tom
So
Brady,
here's
it's
the
Tom
no.
Brady, man. It's Tom
Okay,
Brady.
y'all, you talking loud doesn't make you right now, because what
Always.
what you're still trying to say is yes, he can throw the ball to anybody that can catch the pass. So are you really sitting here saying that the pass catcher is not the contributing factor to the team winning? It's all
Yeah.
about the quarterback putting the ball there.
100%. If the quarterback
Wow.
puts the, if
Oh,
the quarterback
just
puts the ball in the
oh,
right spot,
what was your question,
wide receiver supposed to catch that shit.
What was your question, O? Because
Hey,
that
oh,
was
man,
so
it was-
fucking asinine.
it was like 15 minutes ago, man. We done moved on from the topic. All I was trying to say was that, no one is talking about it. No one's going to talk about it today. But I'm not, when I say today, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about sports pundits. That Boston Celtics team was one of the best constructed teams, put together. Probably even better than the Denver team we saw. Because you go your starting five. Then you still had Derek White. You still had Al Horford. Like it was a beautifully constructed team, man. And I'm just saying that my whole argument was that Big Three. We're going away from the Big Three. We're moving more back towards that Detroit Pistons team with Tayshaun Prince, Chauncey Billups, and Rip Hamilton. You know what I'm saying?
No all
And
NBA players, no NBA All Stars, nothing. That
Yeah.
Detroit Pistons teams had not one all NBA nothing
And they beat the Lakers that
on
year.
that team.
Y'all can understand
They
why I
had
hate them.
they had
I
Ben
hate
Wallace,
them.
who was the defensive player of the year
I
consistently.
hate them.
Point
He didn't win
is,
until after that.
point is, it's a team fucking game, and you need all
Yes.
pieces working. You don't
Yes.
need one
Yeah.
celebrity name and then everybody else. But even if you have one celebrity name and then everybody else, we can look at those Bulls teams the same way. Pre-Rodman. Everybody gives Michael Jordan all the credit because he was the MVP of those teams. He wouldn't have won without Paxton hitting shots that he did. He wouldn't have won without Kerr hitting the shots that he did. He wouldn't have won without Longley and Cartwright and them pulling down rebounds and scoring in the paint, cleaning up the messes. They wouldn't win without it being a team game. No matter who the fucking biggest name on the court is, you can praise that person all you want. It's still a team game. Every single piece, even the practice players are important to championship teams.
All right, Ty. For the Patriots to win their first Super Bowl, Vinatieri kicked a 45-yard field goal. The field goal to beat the Rams was a 48-yard field goal. And back in those days, those were long-ass field goals because nobody was kicking 50-yarders like that, like they are now in the league. 48 yards is a long way to go.
One more thing.
They have the field. Go ahead.
One more thing, man. Todd, you are not catching the pass over the middle with the ball hitting you in the numbers with somebody like James Harrison bearing down on you, man. You're not catching it.
It's right.
You're not, man.
It's your job. You catch that. Don't be bitching up.
You know what I'm saying?
No. You're not catching it if Steve Atwater is across the middle.
No.
Bobby Lott's across the
You're
middle.
gonna ball up.
Sean Springs is across
You're looking at the corner, and you're gonna ball up before that ball gets there.
He was
like, yo, I made a business decision.
Word.
My
My
life is
contract
more
year is
important.
up.
Right? You brought up that Detroit team, right? And that Detroit team, they played that team ball. They did all that. And I hate that team because they beat the Lakers playing team ball, and I didn't like it.
Okay, the Spurs. Let's talk about the Spurs. Same thing.
No. And it worked out, right? But here's the thing. It wasn't sustainable. They won one championship. The next year, the Spurs beat them with a big three.
But they
See
went
what
to
I'm
the
saying?
finals, though.
But they
But
beat
You
them
gotta
with a
get
big
to the
three.
finals.
The
The
Spurs,
big
the
three
You
took
gotta
them
get to the
out.
finals.
what's the Spurs? Was that Spurs a big three though? I mean, again,
Yeah.
that's team. The Spurs, that
Bro,
Spurs
they
team
had
was team
Robinson
ball.
and Duncan. They had Robinson and Duncan, bro.
That was a
No,
big
but
three.
no, Robinson, I think was gone by then.
Robinson was
Yeah,
gone.
Robinson was gone
Yeah.
after I think the
They had
first one.
Ginobili, Parker,
Parker.
and Duncan. That was the big three over there.
And who
And
was the
Ginobili
MVP?
came off
And
the
who was
bench.
the MVP of those? Was Manu Ginobili? Most of them.
Off the bench, yeah.
They had a
That
big
was
three.
team
Team
ball.
game. Team game.
Manu Ginobili didn't win the MVP, did he? Tim Duncan won the MVP.
You said Ginobili won the MVP?
Tim
Nah.
Duncan.
Yeah, I think it was Duncan.
I thought
It was Tim
Ginobili
Duncan.
won one.
Not when they beat Detroit. It was Tim Duncan.
But from all their championships, I think he won one, right?
Yeah, he did.
He
win
might have won
one
one. I know
MVP.
Kawhi won one.
That was later. Kawhi won one. Ginobili won one. But
Right,
I'm talking
right.
about when they beat that team of Detroit, that team.
Gotcha.
thing,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But point is
They had a big
when
three, and it was Tim Duncan.
but then again, all right. Kyrie is
Manu won in
Kawhi
2001.
Kawhi is who he is now, right? If Kawhi never broke out on that Spurs team, we would be talking about him the same. Team game.
Yep.
He played himself into becoming a celebrity name that can't stay on the court, but he played himself to being a celebrity name. You know,
That's why he left. That's why he left San Antonio.
Kawhi got that MVP. The same reason why Iguodala got that MVP is because during those two finals, during that San Antonio finals, LeBron James was the best player on the court throughout the finals. And so for LeBron James to be the best player on the court throughout the finals, and they can't give it to LeBron because they don't give it to players in the losing effort, even though they gave it to Jerry West in the
Jerry
losing
West.
effort way back then. But
Right.
they can't give it to a player in the losing effort. So when they look at the finals and they go, LeBron was really the MVP of that finals. LeBron was the best player
True
on the court.
indeed.
Can't give it to
True
him. So
indeed.
we gonna give it to the guy. So we
And
gonna
I
give it to
think-
the guy who covered him. That's why Andre Iguodala got it. That's why Kawhi Leonard got it.
And I think they should change that. It should be the guy who played his ass off throughout the finals, win or lose,
Right?
should get it.
LeBron was the best player. When San Antonio won that finals, that Kawhi Leonard got the MVP, LeBron was the best player in that final.
100%. 100%. And
So they gave it to Kawhi because he covered LeBron. That's why he got it. Same thing.
But
When
the team won the game though.
Same thing. When Golden State won that finals, and Andre Iguodala got that finals MVP, he got it only because he was covering the best player in that final. LeBron James should have got the MVP in that Golden State Warriors finals that they won. LeBron James should have been MVP, and in that San Antonio finals that Kawhi Leonard won the MVP, LeBron James should have been MVP.
Say it one more time so you can say it for a third time. You know, like Dr. Umar from your city.
Well, you know what? Dellavedova almost got it.
times.
Dellavedova could because he's giving Steph fits. He was giving Steph fits in that series.
But point is, throughout all of this, and we've been arguing this nonsense for a fucking hour, it's a team game. No matter how you spin it, no matter what celebrity fucking name you create, it's still a team game. No matter what.
Yeah.
Number 1 through number 12.
The media don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. And I'm the
media, because the media just likes to talk about the shiny toy.
We can call it a team game all you want, but if you don't have stars, you ain't winning. Period. If you don't have superstars, you're not winning. Tell me a team that won a championship without a superstar. Tell me a team that won
just
a
said the
championship.
Pistons. Nobody on the Pistons was a superstar. Chauncey Billups wasn't a superstar.
Yeah.
Tayshaun Prince wasn't a superstar.
Let us hear.
They was in the
Rip
nominee.
Hamilton wasn't a superstar.
You're picking one team out of all
You
the
said
leagues,
name
out of
it.
all the
You
leagues.
said
You're
name it.
picking
I
one.
just named it. I just
He
named
said
it.
name it and then immediately started talking, refuting anything we
Because
were
he
going to
got
say.
away.
He didn't even give us a chance to name shit.
Go ahead, Damon. You name one. Name one other than them Pistons.
There really isn't. But I said, see, Tyrell, what you're listen, no, because you're not listening. You're not listening. I said it before and I say it again. Even when you have the one celebrity name, the one superstar name, you still gotta have surrounding cast that know how to do the job to its efficiency to get to the
Well, yes,
promised land.
execute well.
That's why
Yes.
every single time, bringing it back to football, and we mentioned the Patriots, everybody only brings up Tom Brady, yet Adam Vinatieri is the reason why the games were won. Yes, the offense put them in position for him to kick those field goals. But the defense was the ones who made the right and necessary stops to keep the score where it is.
You keep
Tom
bringing up the
Brady did
name of
not play
Vinatieri.
defense.
You keep bringing up the name of Vinatieri. Any NFL quarterback can make a 45-yard fucking field goal. Anyone.
And no, that's you know what? Stop. He won. He won. Let him get his point. Let him think he won.
I'm just saying.
Let's move on. Because this shit is going nowhere. We're circle jerking right now.
You can't make a 45-yard field goal and you're an NFL quarterback, you should be fired.
If you're an NFL quarterback kicking 45-yard field goals, your team got a problem. Listen to yourself. You're too hype.
You can't make a 45-yard field goal and win a field goal, you should be fired.
Ty, if he was so dominant, why were in there? If they were so dominant, why were they in that position in the first place? Adam Vinatieri shouldn't have had to kick a 45-yard field goal. Adam Vinatieri shouldn't have had to kick a 48-yard field goal if they were that dominant. Why are they in that position? Why did the defense give up those touchdowns for them to make Tom Brady do a miracle comeback?
You guys are trying to give credit.
Why? You're not answering the question. You're not answering the question. Why did you put that? Listen, they always tell you, and no matter what sport, don't let the refs decide the game. Because if the refs have to decide the game, you lose, bro.
Well, here's
not to mention. I'm sorry, not to mention the game was not played in a vacuum. Okay, we're talking about the Super Bowl closing seconds. Like that is pressure. You know what I'm saying? That 99.9% of people are not gonna be able to make that field goal.
To answer Tyrone's question that he just said we're trying to discredit. We're not trying to discredit. We've consistently been stressing how much a team game is a team game, but you keep hanging on the factor of but one celebrity name, no, two celebrity name, and that's not it.
You need it.
You do, and I'm not. See, and what you're not getting, you're not grasping is, I agree with you. You need that top tier talent. But the problem that I personally always have is when you give all the credit to top tier name, and I'm just saying top tier name, when that's discrediting, say on a football team, that's discrediting 52 other players. That's discrediting 52 other players, but you can only bring up the one celebrity name.
Tom Brady is the man on the Patriots. I don't care about the other players. I really don't.
If Tom Brady had the Giants offensive line, he wouldn't have as many chips. Period.
Tom Brady is the man.
Period.
Tom Brady is the man also who consistently reminded you, hey, this is a team game. I'm going to take less money so my team can get me the proper pieces I need to fucking win a championship.
This is not reality. This is not reality. This is just my perception. Because for me, if I'm the man, I'm the fucking man. That's just my personality. That's just who I am. I'm the man.
That's
For top
cool.
dog.
Go win a championship by yourself then.
God
I'm the
bless
Go
you. You
play,
don't have
go
a
play,
God-given
go
talent to play a sport,
as
Tyrone.
I said,
Because
go
you be
play
ran out the
1-on-5.
league in 3
Go play,
years, nigga.
go play 1-on-5 in the NBA by yourself, top tier name, and let's see how you do.
I bet you I get at least one finals championship.
No, I bet you at least
Nope.
get 1
Nope.
point. How
Nope.
about that? I
LeBron
bet you at
James
least get 1 point.
LeBron James repeatedly said Michael Beasley was better than him.
LeBron
Beat him
is a bum.
one-on-one all the
LeBron is a
time.
bum.
Wow.
Michael Beasley
He's on
wasn't
your
a bum, but
team. He's
let's-
on your team.
we're waving the white flag on this. We're waving the white flag on this. Let's end this fucking nonsense, please.
Yeah.
Big O asked a question last week that we didn't cover last week. Oh, go ahead. What was that question?
Okay, so my question is that, this song, They Not Like Us. It's been a month and a half now, and we're still talking about it. As a matter of fact, you finally dropped the video on the 4th of July.
Yo.
And it's like it stirred everything up again. So my question is, can we put this rap song in the Mount Rushmore of diss songs?
So let me speak on it real quick. So they said Kendrick Lamar came out with "They Not Like Us" on Juneteenth, then dropped the video on dropped the video on 4th of July. So he killed them on both the white and black people holidays because Dre's mixed.
Diabolical. It's diabolical, boy.
He played the long game, bro. He played the long game on this one. It's not on the Mount Rushmore, but for this era and this generation, yes, absolutely. Because they didn't grow up here in the South Bronx, and they wasn't around for that shit. They weren't around for no Vaseline like Dan's name is on the joint. You know what I'm saying? When that shit came out, they weren't around for the Common versus Cube diss. They weren't around for that, so they don't understand. But it has the same impact for this generation that all those other diss songs had for our generation. So in terms of era, yes. Him dropping that pop-up concert on Juneteenth, bro, fire. You couldn't have planned it any better than that. And then bringing out people, he had Bloods and Crips on the stage. Who's doing that? He came out in the Tupac outfit. The man was diabolical with this shit. He was Dr. Doom with this shit, all right? He was evil with every intent on hurting this man. And it won hands down, flying colors. Salute to you, Kendrick. You got one of the best diss songs out there. Period. That's all I'm going to say.
I personally don't even think that it's the best diss song that he put out against Drake.
What do you feel?
I'm like what Joe Budden said, though. He's lucky that Drake is lucky that college is out, even though I did see one band that looked like an all-black band practicing it. But he is lucky because that shit is going to and college football season is only a couple months away. We are going to be hearing that shit in all of college football. Well, all of black college football, that is. Where's the black band? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But as far as diss track and viciousness, whether there was accuracy to the lyrics or not, to me, Meet the Grams actually hit way harder as a diss track.
That was a tough song.
As a diss track, I think Meet the Grams actually punched way harder than They Not Like Us.
I do like that song.
They Not Like Us, and then I'm gonna throw it to Tyrone because I remember when we originally talked about this, when it all kicked off, Tyrone thought Drake had the better songs. Kendrick came back with the best song that you see everybody dancing to. Everybody said me because I don't dance, but you see everybody dancing to. to where Kendrick won with that part of the better dance song, but the best diss track to me was Meet the Grams. Tyrone, what was your take off of his question?
That's where I'm going with it. So Drake had up until They Not Like Us. Drake had the best song. I don't care. Kendrick had the better track. Kendrick had the better lyrics. Kendrick had all the shit that he was saying. It was better, whatever. But Drake still had those songs that I was like, I like Drake's songs more than I like Kendrick's shit, even though Kendrick was saying better shit. You know what I'm saying? And so when They Not Like Us came out, it was like, okay, now Kendrick is like, I'm a dissing and I'm gonna make the best song. So now it's over. Now it's over for real. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause now you made the best diss record. And you also made a better song than all Drake's songs. Now I'm dancing to this shit. Now people are dancing to this shit. But here's my problem. Like TJ said, a lot of people don't know about No Vaseline. A lot of people don't even know about Can I Bust with LL going at Cannabis. A lot of people don't know about like this record. So yeah, people of this generation, they're gonna put it at top 5. They're gonna put it. Is it a top 5 disc record? No, but like TJ said, for this era, and like I said, when Ether came out, it wasn't about that Ether was such a good song. It was about who it was about. Jay-Z was the top of the food chain in rap at the time. And now blatantly said, fuck Jay-Z, right? And now it's the same thing. No matter what we say, Drake is the top of the food chain in rap right now. Yeah. So for Kendrick to come out and be like, fuck Drake, I'm going to say all kinds of shit about him and I'm going to make it known that I'm talking about him and fuck him. In this era, you can't get no better than that. You know? When you go to the top in an era and it's the top dude and you're not subliminal and you're not fake and you're telling everyone that you're coming for that dude and you son him on top of that, it don't get no better. It don't get no better.
Also, too, man. I mean, we all from an era where we didn't have to get like get a spy and call up your opponent and be like, yo, give me some dirt on him. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me was kind of corny for Kendrick to do, man. I'm a Kendrick
that's
fan.
Battle rap shit though. That's battle rap shit because in battle rap, Big O, niggas dig for dirt in battle rap to put in them bars. So when you bring it up as far as within this generation, he did this generation's version of what battle rappers do on stage.
Okay.
And Drake ran heavier in the battle rap scene for one point in time. So you had to expect that. And of course, when you got money like him throwing around a couple, five digits, 6 digits, it's nothing to try to find dirt on somebody. You're going to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to do that. But I feel you what you're saying when you think that it's corny or whatever. But I even think even the people from our era, they were throwing dirt in records too. I mean, come on. Pop, that's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, and now, I'm glad we talking about diss tracks and battles. A little bit of revisionist history on that song, Hit 'Em Up. I don't know if I rank it like in my top 4 like I used to.
Nah,
because when you
I didn't like that track.
I love the track. I still do to this day. But when you think about it, right? Pac didn't do it by himself. He didn't do it by himself. It was a team game record where he had the I forgot the damn crew's name, but they all had their verses against Big.
The Outsiders.
Outlaws.
I was thinking I had Outsiders in my head, but that's Jersey.
That's Jersey.
That's Young Z and what's his name? Pace One and them.
That's why I said it's corny. Because you had Pop and you was going at Biggie and you did hit him up, right? But you got the Outlaws with you on that track, and the Outlaws wasn't on Biggie level. You know what I'm saying? Like these was dudes that we didn't even really fucking know. We didn't even know who their names was. They just Pac homies. So for you to have the Outlaws on the track and we don't even know them and they not on Biggie level, that's the shit that put that shit down for me. It was like, Pac, you should have did that by yourself on your own and you could have rocked out. Them dudes on there, after Pac was done with his verse, I didn't give a fuck what the Outlaws was saying. Y'all can't fuck with Biggie for real. Pac can, y'all can't. So everything y'all say is like, yeah, go ahead. Talk about Mobb Deep or something. Like, get the fuck out.
like the only thing we remember is get out the way, yo, get out the way, yo.
Yeah.
Biggie Smalls just got shot.
Yeah.
That's like to where it becomes less memorable. And then let's go revisionist on Ether. Ether was good. It did take Jay-Z a second record, which Super Ugly was highly disrespectful.
Was exactly what it was. It was super ugly. Your man went low. Your man went low to the point that his mom made him apologize. That's
we got
crazy.
so much in common. That we got so much in common.
Yeah.
Ether, I just give Ether props because, like at the time, like I said, Jay-Z was so high on that totem pole that it was like to just come out and just be like, fuck Jay-Z straight up.
100%.
Just be like, I'm going for the champ. I don't give a fuck.
That beat was fire too.
That was
100%.
And then the whole I will not lose, I'll prove you lost already shit was kind of like, that was kind of cool, like to use his own words against him up in there. So I just thought Ether was very smartly written, very good rhymes, and should just be like blatant with it, like fuck Jay-Z, fuck Dame Dash, fuck his whole crew. And I don't even need my crew to help me. Like, remember Nas said, I'll do this for Dolo. So it's like, you got a whole crew, and I'm saying fuck you, I'm saying fuck Rockefeller, I'm saying fuck Dame Dash, I'm saying fuck state property, all your whole crew, and I'm doing this on my own. So that was just, it was just cool that you don't see that. You ain't seen that since no Vaseline when Ice Cube went against the whole NWA.
What's also crazy, nobody outside of Jay-Z's crew came at Nas. Memphis Bleak didn't go at Nas solo. Beans didn't go at Nas.
Did you just say Memphis Bleak didn't go at Nas? What was Memphis Bleak going to say to Nas?
No, I think so, I would have to go back and dig, but I think some rappers each tried to take shots. But also too, it was a respect of it was one-on-one.
TJ,
yeah.
I think that if Memphis Bleak would have went to Jay-Z with a diss track about Nas, he probably would have slapped in the mouth, bro. Like, like no, get the fuck out of here, bro. You ain't in that. You can't do that. Shut the fuck up.
Well, another revisionist conversation I want to have off of O's question, because I think, personally, again, it's clear They Not Like Us is not Mount Rushmore, but it's number one of this era. Because I'm gonna go to my revisionist question in a minute, but like of this era, like that's up there. Pusha T versus Drake, which I personally don't agree with, but the masses say otherwise. I don't agree with it, but I think the masses say otherwise. And real brief point, the only thing that I took out of Pusha T's diss track was he revealed Drake had a son. That's really the only thing that stuck to me the most out of that whole diss track. But then Drake versus Meek, I forgot the name of the record, but that ranks in this era's Mount Rushmore. Back to back. When you and Tyrone, like you dancing, that nigga had the club rocking with a diss track. So we can talk all the shit we want about Drake. And I know I was one of them way back in the day. Drake is about this rap shit. He is about this hip hop culture shit, and the dude can spit.
He was battle tested with that Meek battle, and now he felt, a way after that battle he skyrocketed, right? He just went off the fucking planet with his shit. He felt he was untouchable. So anybody coming at him
What?
But I want to say this real quick. All the people that Drake helped bring up in their careers didn't have his back. Ross, 2 Chainz, the Migos, all them dudes did not have his back. He helped them get to where they are right now. That's crazy.
Future,
some of them.
TJ, what you're saying is Drake saving grace in this battle. What you're saying is exactly what Drake's saving grace was in this battle, because when the battle started, Drake addressed that. Said, hold on. Why? Future, Ross, all you dudes, y'all top hits was with me. So why y'all fucking like riding this Kendrick wave? So Drake kind of rolled off of that. He knew exactly what you're saying. Drake was like, hold on, motherfuckers, I helped y'all. Y'all not helping me.
Well, Drake called out the 1 versus 20, as he called it. He said it was a 1 versus 20. And he stood on that shit. But
we gotta here's where we gotta give Drake credit.
There was something I wanted to spin off of that. You know what? Let's spin off of that. And then I'll bring it back to my revisionist point, because you mentioned the name Ross and all that. This is the problem that I have within this battle rap, the battle shit as of now, is our era in hip hop culture when it came to rap music, it did have its share of violence. But because your man is losing this rap battle, but the whole country is taking this shit on their back, Rick Ross and his security got beat up. I believe it was in Vancouver.
It was in Canada.
You got beat up on the other side of Canada. That ain't even close to Toronto. Just because you wanted to play a record.
Let me tell you something right now. Okay, Canada don't have a lot to hold their hat on as far as the world is concerned, right? They hold their hat on, like hockey, and then they got a stance in hip hop now because of Drake, right? So now Canada's like, hey, we got street cred now because of Drake. So if Canada's holding their hat on the street cred because of Drake, Rick Ross, don't take your ass up there. Yeah,
but I'm gonna say this though.
Canada's holding their street cred on Drake. You take your ass up there. Them Canadians is like, yo,
the Canadian dudes that was fighting Ross. The Canadian dudes that were fighting Ross were the color of my T-shirt, bro. There was no black people harmed outside of Ross's security that were in that joint, bro.
It doesn't matter, bro. You know how people is, especially people that's the color of your shirt. They want that street cred too. Don't get it fucked up, okay? White people want the street cred too. White people want to be down.
They love Drake. They love Drake though.
And they love Drake. And they have to hold. That's the only thing Canadians have to hold their head on as far as like street cred, as far as like hip hop is concerned. So when you Ross and you go up there,
okay, and this is the generational part. Oh, because yes, Drake became the megastar in rap out of Canada, but those who know, especially them Canadians, they know the importance of a Maestro Fresh West. They know Chaclair. They know Cardinal. They know Socrates. These are people who put Canada on the map in rap. But today's generation, but we're talking today's generation. Right, yes, Drake is the fucking king. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But when it comes to this rap shit, Canada, specifically Toronto, has a deep history in especially early 90s.
That don't matter.
It don't matter. Yeah, no, it don't matter because we're talking about today's generation.
It doesn't matter about generation. Drake overpassed all of those dudes. You saying Cardinal Official? Drake overpassed him. He ain't shit when it comes to Drake. Okay, so it don't even matter. Even the people from back in the day. Even the people who have respect for Cardinal, even the people who have respect for all of those Canadians that was rapping before, they even know they're done. Drake is
Drake is the biggest star out of Canada.
That's what I led the conversation with.
Yeah,
I'm
nobody's
just giving
debating
a
that.
piece of history.
Yeah.
It's not a they ain't shit.
Oh,
It's
they
not a
is.
they ain't shit
Yeah.
thing. I'm just giving history. That's it. That's it. That's all I was doing. I'm just giving history.
Here,
They paved the road for Drake to be what he is today.
here's the crazy thing about Drake, and this is the crazy thing. So the light skinned singing ass rapper that got took on by Rick Ross, that got took on by the thug, the fucking Philly representative, even though he don't represent my Philly, because my Philly is Beanie Siegel and Freeway, and Meek Mills will never overtop them. But Meek Mills, the Philly representation and all that wanted to Drake. And Drake came out with back to back and did all that, right? And it's like, for me, I give Drake a lot of credit. You a singing ass dude, and Ja Rule went down singing. Let's be clear, Ja Rule went down singing. Drake, you a singing ass dude. You light skin, no offense, TJ, but light skin ain't winning. And you got all these different things that's going against you, and
What?
yet Drake still stood his own.
What?
He stood his own against me. He stood
What?
his own
Shout out to our I just want to say shout out to our light skinned listeners
What?
out there. You know, big up
What?
to y'all, man.
He just wanted
Salute
to
salute
take
to
a
y'all.
shot and then started
What?
rambling. He
Salute
just took a
salute
shot and then just
What?
started rambling.
No,
It
I'm
didn't
just
even
saying.
matter what
Excuse
he
me?
said after.
Pardon
Sorry, light
yourself,
skins
sir.
ain't winning.
Oh man.
What I'm just
Pardon
saying
yourself,
is,
sir.
for Drake to
Pardon
be
yourself,
light
sir.
skinned, for Drake to be light skinned, for Drake to be singing, for Drake to be everything that he ain't supposed to be winning, I gotta give props to Drake for hanging in there with Kendrick, hanging in, destroying, beating Meek, hanging in there with Pusha T. Drake gets credit for fucking like he
Yes,
ain't
yes.
back down, dude. He put
With
some work in.
I was trying to say earlier that the common variable in all of this, the last 12, maybe 15 years, is Drake has been battling somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always been Drake versus somebody, which is kind of great. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen this in rap. I don't think anyone has ever come at one rapper this many times. You know what I'm saying?
50, and that's
But
because
it was but no, it was
50.
but 50 came at everybody one
That's what I was
time and
gonna
then
say because that how to rob triggered so many people until they had the conversation. Until these people had conversations and talked to him, then it was like 50 shot his shot, but then people were trying to get on his level and it couldn't happen. The biggest mark that he took out was Ja Rule.
yeah.
But yeah, no, Tyrone, we I think we all agree. Yeah, Drake gets props because the dude still stood 10 toes down with every competitor and tried his, if he didn't win, he tried his damnedest. He tried his damnedest. But what I love about the one that we're in now with him and Kendrick is Kendrick didn't come out on some like when he first sparked it all, he didn't come out on some like, yo, I'm trying to like just destroy everybody's career. This was like, yo, to me, the vibe that I caught from it was like, yo, let's bring these raps back. Let's bring these lyrics back. I'm calling out the best of today. Let's get in this ring and bring these lyrics out. And Drake was the only one to stand 10 toes. J.
Uh,
Cole, as you commended for bowing out, and you see that nigga was a smart man for doing it,
right.
he bowed the fuck out.
You don't want that. But see, the reason why I say that is because for me, and y'all know that's just my personality, and it may be Kendrick's personality or whatever. But for me, if I'm going to do something and I want to consider myself the best at it, I'm on that Kendrick shit. Fuck the big three. It's just big me, bro. I'm not committed. I'm not going to say it's three of us at the top, okay? Because it can't be three of us at the top. There's got to be a number one. And everything I set out to do, I want to be that number one. So I'm not mad at Kendrick for saying like, yo, y'all want to say it's big three, that's fine and dandy and fuck that. But if there is a big three, just know I'm first. I'm first. And that's how I live my life. That's how I mean, I know it's bullshit when I talk to y'all about the podcast that I'm the best in the champ. It's bullshit a little bit, but that's my mentality, bro. If I'm gonna do something, I'm number one. I'm number
As you
one.
should. as you should
Yeah.
feel that way.
Nobody's gonna argue that
It's
point.
yeah. It's ironic because J. Cole did say that in that song. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yo, but there's a big three, but I'm the Muhammad Ali." So he pretty much said it. You know what I mean?
But he ain't. He
Yeah.
was the Muhammad Ali towards the end of his lifespan, maybe. No disrespect. No disrespect. But he ain't.
You know what happened? Look what happened. J. Cole made that song, and then he went home and he was sitting down in his house and he was like, "Yo, you know what? I know Drake ain't no bitch. I know Drake gonna come back with some shit. I know Kendrick got the lyrics and Kendrick is that dude. I don't want this. This is gonna get ugly."
Sick.
He knew it. He knew it, man. So he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna spin this. I'm gonna
I'm
get
sorry,
out.
but I think J. Cole shorted himself on that because he's not a bad. I mean, the man's got skills, B. The man's got pure skills,
Yeah.
and he can hang with those three.
TJ.
He can hang with those two. He can hang with a lot. He's rapped with a lot of legends in the game and held his own, even
TJ.
coming up. Even
He can
coming
hang
up,
with him.
bro.
He can hang with him with us. He can hang with Drake and Kendrick with us. We're gonna listen to the lyrics. We're gonna analyze it. We're gonna be right. He can't hang with Drake and Kendrick in the media, bro. Drake is
I
up
get what
here.
you're saying with that point.
You
Yeah,
see
I get what you're saying with
So he
that
was
point.
just like,
Yeah,
yo,
I get what
I
you're saying.
gotta think about my career. If I get into this, yeah, for the street niggas, for the real niggas, for the hip hop heads and all that, yeah, I can be in it. I can win it probably. I can be, everybody's gonna show me respect. But for the way the industry is with these young kids in this generation nowadays, I'm gonna get outcast. I'm gonna be the loser. I'm gonna be at the bottom of this. And if
if this happened like 10 years earlier, when everybody was more focused on lyrics and stuff like that, you think J. Cole
would have never bowed out, dude. He bowed out because of the time frame and because of the generation that we live in now, where everybody,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
When he couldn't stand on the lyrics. When he had to make, J. Cole would have had to make good songs too. You see what I'm saying? He wouldn't have been able to rely on just the lyrics. He would have had to make good songs too.
And that's the thing. I don't think J. Cole would have been able to do that. I don't think he would have been able to hang in the long run. Because J. Cole shit musically, like I said, I've always said it. J. Cole's music, the boy could rap his ass off, but just like Drake, his music ain't for me. It's not something that I go seek out. It's not something that I go run to listen to. I ain't gonna lie. I ran to listen to these Drake diss records because I knew he could rap. But I wanted to hear what the response was. Because I knew this wasn't going to be a one-sided battle. I would have done the same thing if J. Cole came back. But there's something about Cole that he doesn't have that same punch. And what
he
we
doesn't
said
have
before,
the Kobe mentality. He don't have the Kobe mentality.
Drake displayed this before. Kendrick has displayed this level of rap before. Just go listen to the first joint that he popped with that made us pay attention in Rigor Mortis. Rigor Mortis was damn near like a diss track. Just like, but on some like classic rap style, like I'm the best. He's talking about another rapper. Like pretty much he was talking about in that joint, like another rapper's dead because of me. You know what I'm saying? But it's overall though, the only problem I had now is all right, now niggas is getting beat up behind this shit. Because you're playing a record. That is corny.
That's what I was trying to attain to that me and TJ was trying to attain to that 10 years ago or back in the day where we could assess, where it was more of an assessment of lyrics. J. Cole would have been in it. But like to your point, man, what you're saying right now, nobody's checking for J. Cole. So for J. Cole to be in it, lyrically, J. Cole would have been in it. But song-wise and as far as this generation, as far as people checking for him,
he don't make it like that. He don't make
he don't make
bangers. He don't make bangers.
Right.
He don't make
he knew that.
Yeah.
So he was just like, this is not a fight for me. Now, if it was just J. Cole and Kendrick, maybe, because Kendrick is not about the songs. You know, Kendrick got about the songs
They would
because
match
Drake was
each
about the
other
songs.
lyrically equally. Yes, they would have
Yeah,
matched each other lyrically. Yes,
but he
yes,
knew that
yes.
Drake was going to put them songs out. Drake was going to do songs. And J.
Right.
Cole was like, I can't do that. And
And
at
that's
first,
where Not Like Us was a banger because
yeah,
it was
right.
a song.
That's where I thought.
Catchy hook, that wop 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 shit. You know
And
what I'm
that's where
saying?
I thought.
All that throughout the whole song was just
And,
crazy. Yeah.
and that's where exactly where I thought Drake was going to win this. Because I was like, Kendrick was in the same J. Cole boat to me. He can lyrically
Kendrick
kill him,
beat
but
Jake.
he can't do
Kendrick
songs.
beat Drake at his own game.
Right?
Kendrick beat Jake at his Drake at his own game. He said, "I'm gonna
That's
stoop to your level, and I'm gonna make a banger, and I'm
right.
gonna destroy you with your banger. You
And
put
that's
out your best banger, and I'm gonna put out my best banger. May the best man win."
and that's where I think
Like,
J. Cole knew he couldn't do that.
no, he
And I
don't
didn't
make
think,
catchy hooks
and
like that.
honestly, I didn't think Kendrick could do it either. I didn't. I was like, Kendrick's going to kill him lyrically, but Drake's going to kill him on the song. So They Not Like Us was like, okay,
Which is
Like they
which
said,
is which,
Drake made a diss song you can shake your ass to. You know what Kendrick did? He made one better. He
yeah,
made
right,
one better.
right. But it's I mean, hey, it's your opinion, but I find that crazy to say that Kendrick can't make that quote unquote song that can move you when he had in the height of Black Lives Matter, he had the anthem
Yes,
of the Black Lives Matter movement in All Right.
yes, yes, yes. And that's how he knew he could hang with Drake. That's how he knew he could hang with Drake.
But
Because when
it
All
comes
Right comes on, the place turns up, no matter when it's played.
remember our famous picture, TJ, when we weren't fully familiar with All Right, and we're standing there in the crowd while everybody else is going nuts.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and Skelly.
yeah. We
Because
standing there stone faced, Dan. We standing there stone
because we was looking at him, we all was looking at him like, what? And then I asked Ed that day, like, yo,
Ed was on
I
fire
never heard
with the
this
song.
record, but everybody's going bananas. And HBCU Ed was just like, yo, nah, this that new Kendrick shit. Yo, that shit is snapping everywhere. And I was like, I understand now.
yeah, but
I
here's the
understand
deal.
now.
So Kendrick's new album, Mr. Big Step or whatever, is to my point where it's like it's a great album if you listen to it, but you gotta listen to it. You know what I mean? It's not like a Drake album where you could just turn it on and you won't turn it off just because of the vibe, just because of the music, just because of the songs you bumping, and you don't really
Right.
necessarily listen to it.
But
Now,
that's the difference. That's the difference in artists, though. Kendrick gives you something that you got to pay
yeah,
attention to.
but that's my
Where
thing. That's why
Drake's
I was
shit
saying.
can be mindless.
That's why I'm saying, like, okay, so when you listen to them, right, you hear Humble, and you go like, okay, that's a vibe. You can listen to that song, and that's his banger. That's his song for the album. But the rest of the album, you kind of like, you know what I mean?
Because damn, like I personally, damn was hard for me to revisit because To Pimp a Butterfly was a fucking flawless masterpiece. Flawless. And what made me go back to listen to Pimp a Butterfly was watching the crowd reaction to All Right. I was like, okay, I have to give this album a second chance. Listen to it straight through front to back and was like, wow. Damn,
Which is
it didn't hit me in the beginning. But then a lot of people was just like, yo, this album, and it still doesn't hit me because not everything is supposed to hit you. But damn, what I learned is an album that he created where it's like you get the story from front to back, and then there's like almost like another story when you listen to the track list from back to front. That just
also
takes a level of creative skill that none of these new cats have today that you see in the mainstream.
also you got to go back to Good Kid, Mad City, which was phenomenal. That was a phenomenal album. I still love that album. But then when he came out with Pimp to Butterfly, it's kind of hard to top your first joint. You know what I'm saying? When everybody's on you and you're like, yo, what's he going to do for a follow-up? Your man came extra hard with To Pimp a Butterfly. And then, like to Dan's point, I don't even listen to Damn like that, like the way I listened to his first two albums, because of the impact and how I felt about the first two albums. So I myself personally have to go back and really like listen to it, to Dan's what aspect of what he was saying. So the dude is the dude got a fucking a Nobel Peace Prize
For Damn.
for an album for Damn. That's crazy, dog.
I thought it was for Pimp a Butterfly.
No, it was for Damn.
If you're having a party, right? If you're having a party and you're inviting people over, and they not like us, you know what I'm saying? They're not hip hop heads. They just party people, whatever. You're gonna play Drake. You're not gonna put Damn on. You're not gonna put the Pimp a Butterfly on. You're gonna play Drake because Drake.
Tyrone, I answered that question by stating that's the difference between the two artists.
Yeah,
one
but
artist makes something that you have to listen to, while the other artist gives you something that is just a vibe, a feeling, and it's mindless, which in music is okay. It's great to have a balance of people that you can just kick back and just let it go, and it doesn't matter if you're paying attention to it. Something just grabs you. But some artists you have to listen to. And then that's what makes it like, holy shit. Because you paid full investment into what they did.
Right. And here's the other thing. Not Like Us, which is a diss track, is so layered with underneath entendres, double entendres, hidden messages, which is crazy on top of that. It's a party song. And then you got to listen to it. And if you actually start breaking down the lyrics, you're like, God damn, this dude is really telling a story.
I listened to a breakdown of when Drake said, when Kendrick did the A minor bar.
Right.
Talking about Drake allegedly messing with a minor. The key that it was wrapped in was A minor. Like, that's the level of, like, this is why, like, for instance, just to get off of it a little bit. This is why I'm such a fan of Doom. Because lyrically, I was listening to, I was listening to Cookies the other day. The nigga was rapping about beating your meat and not getting caught by your wife. But like daydreaming that you were in prison, getting caught by the CO again, beating your meat. But he did it. Make sure you don't get caught with a handful of cream fields. Go wash your hands. It might seem ill. Like, come on, like that's and this is the difference in how this is why music is beautiful, because we all take it in differently. Like I'm remembering now, because you're reminding me, Tyrone, of a conversation with my man EB. He was at a point where he's like, right now he's like, I just listen to certain music for the vibe, for the feel. Where I'm still the guy that it's like, nah, I want to hear some shit. I want to be invested in what you do. That's why like, it's important, in my opinion, to like, if you're gonna give an artist that you love the first test run of an album, right? You gotta listen to it front to back with no skipping to give it that fair shot. There's a reason why they created it that way. You gotta give it the fair shot. Then you could go in and pick and choose what you want, unless it happens to be one of those albums that just you gotta travel along with because it tells a story.
And I think that's another difference between generation and eras, Dan, because we're listening with a different ear for certain things when we listen to an album, as opposed to just listening to the song. Like Jay-Z said this damn near 20 years ago. Do you listen to music or do you skim through it? And a lot of people skim through it, all right? They hear the bangers they want to hear. They all agree in consensus. Yo, that shit was hard, whatever, this, that, and the third. But did you actually listen to the song? Outside of the hook and a couple of catchy, easy bars that you picked up. That's a difference. They don't listen to music like that anymore.
That's
in
what
my opinion.
Jay-Z was saying. Back then, everybody thought that every rapper would have the same story. Oh, I was poor, I started drug dealing, started hustling, got into rap, made it, blah, blah, blah. And Jay-Z was just basically saying, like, there's more intricacies to that story. Yeah, it's the same story, but it's different for every individual person. Every individual person had different intricacies to how they attain what they attain. And it's just like you're just listening to the overall story of it and not listening to
Also,
what they're actually saying. You know what I
also,
mean?
it's saying that they practice and put in work in their craft. You're disrespecting their craft. You're disrespecting their craft if that's all you heard. That's disrespectful to the artist, and that's disrespectful to the work they put in to put that song out.
From every level, the artist, the rapper, the beat maker,
Everything,
the producer,
everything,
the
everything.
engineers. Like,
Yeah. How the
there's a
album was
reason why we call
sequenced,
them
all of that.
projects. There's a
Right.
reason why we call these albums projects, like, because it's a project.
But it's the same thing when Cheney and them was trying to fucking ban rap, saying that it was influential in a negative way, and it was like, yo, we're not saying we're not. When they kept saying, "Oh, it's influential," we're telling people to be murderers, we're telling people to be drug dealers, we're telling people to do, and it's like rap is saying the opposite of that. They're saying that we had to deal drugs to get out of our situation, but we learned, we craft something, we learned something. We used something positive that we knew how to do. We showcased our talents, and we got out of that world. And they didn't
On
think about that. All they thought about was, oh, you're glorifying drug dealing, you're glorifying violence and all that. And it was like, no, this is how I grew up. I got out of that. I'm telling you that I got out. You know what I mean?
until you go to the lane of a Julio Fulio and a Young and Ace battle. If you heard these are old tracks now, and now rest in peace to Julio Fulio, because he got killed just a couple weeks ago, part due to how they rap. And they put out two disc joints that, like, I liked them because they were entertaining, despite the fact that these cats were rapping about shit that they were actually doing in real time. That's where, like, when the government wanted to say in the 90s and the 80s that they was preaching shit like that. No, now the young kids, now some of the young kids, I can't say all, but some of the young kids are
Right.
doing it in our faces with the whole, I'm smoking this pack, I'm smoking that pack. Rest in peace to FBG Duck and people like that. Or what's the dude's name? I think it was a famous Dex, or oh no, Dex Osama, and he did a song that I like it, but it's a eerie song because the hook go when he starts up the song, he says, "My mama says she sees death on me. This is why I got this tech on me." And they're rapping about, like, when it comes to some of these drill cats, like, they're rapping about live active shit that they're really going through. So but
Yo,
again,
what was
it's a part of beauty in music, whether it's tragic or not, because you're hearing stories of pain. You're hearing shit of, like, real life shit sometimes. And that's the way
yeah,
that they can express it and get it out.
Dan, there was a meme running around like 2 years ago. There was a meme running around, and it was some drill shit, and it was like, "Yo, what happened to such and such?" And it was like, I don't know," or some shit like that. And it was actually a real person who got bodied or some shit like that, and people were making memes out of it, thinking it was a joke,
Mm-hmm.
but it was actually somebody who, like, passed away, and people didn't pick up on it because they thought it was some ha ha real funny shit. But no,
Right.
these guys, like you said, was saying shit in real time. And listen, it goes all the way back to, like you said, damn Doom. These dudes are snitching on themselves right now.
Rap snitches
Nobody,
telling all their
no,
business, sit in the court. And
nobody
I'm
was
sorry,
doing that.
every time.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
Every time
yeah.
rap snitches comes to the mind, I have to say the whole hook. I'm sorry, TJ. Rap snitches telling all their business, sit in the court and be their own star
Own star
witness. Do
witness.
you see the perpetrator? Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
right
right here.
here.
Right there.
Like, cause Doom, what you're saying, and to what Doom pretty much laid it out there. Like, yo, these people are rap snitch condition on themselves, and that's the
Why?
era that we're in now
Why?
with some of the
That's
drill
not going to
disses.
get you any respect. You telling on yourself is not getting you any respect. You going to jail, you saying you got this many bodies on this tech and I threw it in the river last week. Like, are you serious, dude? Why are you
No,
even saying some shit like that?
you got homeboy in prison right now.
Exactly.
That doesn't make no sense. That's not
But
a brag. That's not a
it's
brag, dude.
Not a
it's
flex.
not. It's not a flex at all. But when it comes to music and just the art of being able to express yourself, still, it's how you deliver what you're trying to express. And like I said, I mentioned those songs that I like, though they were pretty, you could say, pretty tragic songs. Like you could, it's like a different level of pain, trauma, because you got to then look at the layers of what are these families really going through? Listening to these kids talk shit about their dead loved one on a song that people just happen to be dancing to.
It's immortalized. You'll never get rid of it.
But that snitching on yourself kind of also can work to your advantage the other way, because if you look at somebody like Eminem, Eminem snitches on himself all the time. He tells all of the shit that he was thinking. He tells what he was doing. He tells all the shit about his court case and all. He snitches on himself all the time. And he said, when you're in confrontation, they want to see if it's real, if it's true what you're saying, and raps is what you do. So it kind of balances out too, where
But Ty, at a certain extent, yes, that's great. If you really lived through it and you pulled yourself out, fine. Jay-Z's done the same thing. He said he sold drugs and he moved weight and all this other shit and he got out of it. Did they catch him? No. Statute of limitations and all that other bullshit. Will Jay-Z ever say he said I sent my man Ty to go murder somebody though? Never. Never.
But
Never, bro.
the difference in that is like, it's some of it is like, yeah, a lot of it actually is just revisionist of, yeah, we did this, yeah, this happened, yeah, this has been done, and it depends on who's accepting the message, who's receiving, and how you receive and how you take in the message, because you can utilize that as, and this is where I get where they can say certain things are influential. You can take it as, I've been through it, like Hove did that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that.
Right.
Or damn, yo, so it's done like that. Well, maybe if I put this spin on it, then maybe I can go do this.
But not snitching on yourself.
Right.
oh,
Not snitching on
it wasn't
yourself.
Right.
it wasn't
Nobody said that was cool.
it wasn't influential to me, I guess, because as a child, I kind of had a logic where I was like, yeah, all the rappers glorify drug dealing. Yeah, they glorify like being in the streets. Yeah, they glorify the street life, right? But for me, they was always like, hey, yeah, Jay-Z did all that shit. But for me, my mindset was Jay-Z did all that shit, but he's rapping now. He's out of it. He got away from it. He got out of it.
But
And
Tyrone,
Right.
that was my mindset the whole time. My mindset always was, yeah, I understand the drug dealing. He got out of it. So it wasn't influential for me in a bad way. For me, it was saying like, yeah, you can come from where I'm at. You can be fucked up. You can have to sell drugs to support your family, but you
Right.
can get the fuck out.
right. But
Hove
Tyrone,
did that, so
you
hopefully
weren't
you don't have to go through that.
right. But majority of people ain't built like that to pull themselves out, to end the game, to get out and be better. These people are in it for the long haul. There are no 89-year-old drug dealers out there. There are no fucking grandfathers that are mobsters that live to tell their story to pass down to their grandchildren and say, this is how it should
No.
be done.
There are, we just don't hear about them anymore. There's plenty of them left over. I
But
mean,
they kept it quiet, Dan. But Dan,
yo,
they kept it quiet. It wasn't on
all
Front
due-
Street or on social media. None of that shit.
I just say all due respect to the dude that was calling himself the King of Philly, ARAB. Like, he was rapping kind of actively about shit that was being done in the streets, but while trying to also portray publicly like I'm trying to pull myself out. Like I'm buying properties, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but you're still keeping a little bit of you in there that gets you caught up. You know that's the only reason why I brought that example up. It's like you
I ain't
still
gonna get
get
on
caught
ass
up.
because I know some shit, but Ab he ain't the guy to be talking about in this because he's kind of like full of shit because he's kind of like wanting to say, hey, I got here for not I got to a place where I'm out of this shit and I got to this place and I came from here, but you know what I mean? But he didn't get out the shit. You
That's
know
what
what
I
I'm saying?
just Tyrone. You didn't hear me. I just
No,
described
no,
that.
no.
Where
No, I'm
like
saying
when I
so he
said
don't,
no, I said he was still showing to be active in it, but trying
yeah.
to also display something that he
So
was
he's
like,
kind of
look
like
to me like I'm trying not to be this no more, but still had a foot in the game. And
that's
that
what I'm saying.
unfortunately what got him caught up. And the dude was
But
making good, like in my opinion, he was making good music.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't fuck with dudes like that. I don't have respect for dudes like that that was in a
It's not
position to
a
be out. No. I'm just
I
saying,
just
if you're
use it
in a
as
Here's
an
my
position
example.
thing.
and
Here's
you're
my thing.
doing no, if I live in Philly, if you're in a position to be out and you're going around Philly getting these young kids and act like you're nurturing them and telling them I was there, I can get out, and you still in it, it's like
Yeah, that's what
fuck
I'm
out.
saying. Just get out. Just get
Yeah,
out. If you can get out, get out. There's
that's
no
what I'm
reason. You're
saying.
making
Yeah,
the money
that's
that
I
you
mean
wanted
that's
to
what we're
make.
all agreeing with. That's why
Yeah. If you're
we're
making the
all in
money,
agreement. We're all in agreement.
and and
I don't
and
fuck
and
with
it goes
that.
back to like what paid in full. It paid in full. Your man Money Mitch said, "If I leave the game, will they still love me? Will they still love me anymore? Who gives a fuck if they still love you or not, bro? You made
But
it.
But it it
but yo,
it,
but yo,
it
also though, Mitch, Money Making Mitch was what, 23, 25, I guess at the time he was portraying. So as a kid, things like that, mean something to you. You know,
yeah
the the
yeah
the the publicity, the love and all. But when you are age, like who cares? You know what I'm
right.
Yeah, you're
saying?
right. You're right. You're
Which
right. You're right.
it takes a level of growth to get out of it. That's
Mm,
kind of what we're ultimately getting to is that it takes a level of growth and understanding to be like, when do you put pause on that video game? When do you press pause and get up and
right,
walk away? You
Right.
know,
right.
Right. No,
and
you're right.
again, it's and when it comes and again musically, express. I believe express yourself however you feel. That doesn't mean I have to like it. That doesn't mean the masses don't like it. But somebody may like it. But that's that to me. That's the beauty part within all the pain that gets expressed. It's if this you're choosing to use this as your outlet. Yeah, it might sound ugly, but it's still a creative art. And like that's how I'm looking at it as like it's still a creative art. I may not agree with your messaging. I may not agree with your how you do, but within the creative art of music, you should be able to express yourself however you choose. Just like I think within podcasting, to a point, you should be able to express yourself how you choose. How you choose. Have we fuck you, MAGA? That's me expressing. You get what I'm saying? Like fuck you, MAGA. But then the MAGAs would be like, oh fuck you, you liberal snowflake. Meanwhile, the MAGAs are the real snowflakes.
That's the same thing.
But that's my point.
I literally just talked to Brittany, right? I was talking to Brittany, and Brittany was saying to me how, oh, she had a little bit of problem with me because she was like, oh, you talk like you the best at this and you the best at that. You always talking about you the best, and we having problems in our relationship, and we having shit going on in real life, and you ain't performing at your best with this and this and this and that and this and that. And I had to tell her, yeah, because it's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it's bullshit. That's the way I express myself in my podcast. That's the way I like to talk my shit. That's the way I like to stand on business. But that's not my real life. My real life is, hey, I'm a human being. Hey, I might not know how to do some shit. Hey, I'm a fucked up person. But yeah, when I turn on that computer screen and I turn on that list for podcast, I'm the best at every fucking thing. Nobody can touch me. I'm up here. But that's not
And
that's how I express myself on that shit. That ain't
and
real
when you
life.
do this, And when you do this shit as a creative, and if you don't think you're one of the best, stop.
It's still a persona, though. You know what I mean? It's like
But
I know I'm not Joe
but
Rogan. Dan, we not Joe
It's just
Rogan.
like
no, but
it's
listen,
just
no, but look, hold on. It doesn't fuck comparing yourself to somebody. It's about believing in yourself
Oh,
and
you know I
believing you're
do.
delivering the best you think you
right,
deliver.
right. It's
That's
like
what it's
these
about,
athletes.
regardless.
It's like these athletes. They're not gonna say, "Oh, if I had to play this dude 1-on-1, he's gonna best me."
Right.
That's ridiculous. No matter how good they are, that's ridiculous. Because you didn't get to where you were at because you thought somebody on the next level was better than you. You got there because you was the best at that time to get
TJ.
where you are.
It's like these cats that are playing pickup games thinking that they can beat Brian Scalabrine.
I
You
was just
can go
thinking that.
on that court thinking you can beat Brian Scalabrine until he cooks your ass. But
Until he
you're
cooks
not
you.
going to tell yourself no, right or wrong. You're not
No,
going to tell
100%.
yourself
Yeah.
100%.
I'm going to line up against Barry Sanders. That motherfucker is going to destroy my ankles. But I'm not going to tell myself I can't tackle you, Barry. I'm
That was
going
that
to
was
try to tackle Barry.
yo, perfect. I'm sorry, perfect example. Ryan Clark, this dude, Derrick Henry was on Ryan Clark's podcast, right?
Yeah.
And Ryan Clark went on a panel and said, "Yo, I'm tackling Derrick Henry," and they was all looking at him like, to include Derrick Henry. They was like, "What?" Like, yo, and he sat there and he was like, "Yo, you could tell in his eyes he believed it." You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm not bullshitting you. Like, yo, you come across that line, I got you. And it was like, yeah, nah.
Right.
He was the only one that was drinking his own Kool-Aid, but yeah,
But
it's the
But
same
still,
thing.
so
we
Tyrone,
know what it
talk that
is.
shit,
We know what
Tyrone.
Oh, I
Talk that shit, Tyrone, to believe in yourself. That's what it's
I
about.
do. No, I believe in myself and I talk that shit, but I just had to tell her that just because my confidence is up on certain things and I talk that shit, it's not that doesn't necessarily always translate to real life and what I'm going through in real life. Sometimes I'm a human being. Sometimes I have failures. I have to deal with shit. So yeah, when I get on that podcast, yeah, I'm gonna talk that shit. I'm gonna be the best. I'm Joe Rogan.
First
But
off,
in real life, things don't work out like that. But here's the thing: to what O was saying, this one dude. I don't know if y'all watched TNT or NBA Today or whatever what it was, but this one dude was in this rec center killing it, and he kept putting up videos saying how he was the best shooter in the world and all this other shit. And they brought him on TNT to shoot against Kenny Smith. This dude fucking bricked everything. And Kenny made like some shots on him, and Shaq and Kenny and Charles was there clowning the shit out of this dude. And it was just like, yeah, dude, you was making all them threes at the rec center. But when the pressure was on and you had the real motherfuckers who know how to shoot and put you on TV,
Tyrone,
it was
TJ, Ben Simmons. That's all I'm gonna say. Ben
yeah,
Simmons.
yeah. YMCA champ. YMCA champ. But you always got to think there's always going to be somebody better. There's always somebody better.
Yeah.
If you're at the pinnacle of your joint and you've beaten everybody that's come across your plate, you get all the respect on the Most High. Nobody's going to argue that. But you come at there talking shit before you've proved yourself, and then when you get to that moment and have to prove yourself, and you fail, bro, that's a different conversation we're having. That's a different conversation we're having.
It totally is, but you still don't step on that court without believing all that shit you said.
Listen, one of my best friends was in Atlantic City. This was years ago, and Jamal Crawford was doing some charity shit where you could go against Jamal Crawford one-on-one. You know how many dudes didn't even get a bucket on Jamal Crawford? And he's no defensive specialist at all. No defensive wizard at all. He was locking up everybody. He said, I played against Jamal Crawford. It was ridiculous. He held himself back from laughing at half of these dudes that thought they were the shit.
I was in Philadelphia I'm trying to live in Philadelphia, but N1 came to Philadelphia. N1 used to come to Philadelphia. They used to have like a big tournament every year in Philadelphia,
Right.
the N1 tournament,
Yeah.
right? And Rayford Alston was there, and all these other N1 players was there, right? And I was there. NBA scouts used to come to those N1 games and talk to those guys and all that. And they were all talking about how they were better than this NBA player, they were better than this NBA player, they were so good. And the only one that was like calm down was Skip to my Lou. Rayford Austin was the only one that was like, yo, y'all don't understand what it is, y'all don't know what it is, y'all don't know. And then he was talking shit to them. And I've literally watched a lot of these dudes talk shit to Rayford Austin. Like talk shit to Skip to my Lou to his face, telling them how good they was, right? But then you realize Rayford Austin was the only one who actually had an NBA career.
Yep.
Right.
You know
because street ball and the NBA are two very distinct, different classes. What you can do in street ball don't matter worth a nickel worth of shit in the NBA. And then on top of that, you have to play within a team function. Mm-hmm. You're the man on your NBA or whatever street ball team you are. You're not the man. I sold a car to this dude who graduated from Syracuse. He was a cornerback and he played for Dallas for like 3 years. He barely played one game in the NFL. He was on the practice squad. When he got to Syracuse, right? He was like, yo, I ran a 4.3 40, all this, and the third, yada, yada, yada. When he got there, they all ran 4.3s. The wide receivers, the D-backs, damn near some of the defensive linemen, the linebackers, everybody was on his level. He was like, oh, shit, this is real. He said when he went to play Alabama and he had to go against them big offensive linemen, he didn't realize how big humans could get on the offensive line outside of his area. This is what it means when you just don't leave your circle. It's like Common said. He said, I asked my man how traveling the world sound. I didn't realize he ain't been past downtown. How you know you the best? You ain't never left your block, bro.
True
you
indeed.
Ain't never left your area.
But it goes back to what I was saying before. Regardless, you gotta have the self-confidence to give you the drive.
Yes.
You may look like you may look as psycho as the fucking most psychotic person in the world. But if you believe in yourself enough to go ahead and get it, you're going to try it no matter what. You're going to go get it no matter what.
Look,
when we talk
Muggsy Bogues and Spud Webbs are perfect examples.
There you go.
Muggsy Bogues and Spud Webbs are perfect examples. Nate Robinson is a perfect example. Yes, there are outliers. There are dudes that can really put in that work and get to the professional level and do work.
This is where I get mad at y'all. This is where I really be getting mad at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all be coming up with examples and then y'all go crazy, okay? But where Muggsy Bogues, okay, I'll give you that. Nate Robinson, get the fuck out of here with the Nate Robinson shit. Okay?
Nate Robinson won the fucking dunk contest.
Nate Robinson lightning in the bottle one fucking time, and we gonna talk about Nate Robinson having his goals.
He was running out for sixth man of the year. He was running out for sixth man of the year. You know how hard that is?
You talking about Nate Robinson achieved his goals? He was this.
Remember that run? Remember that run he had when he was on the Bulls? Forget the Knicks, Nate Robinson. When he was pretty much that dude on the Bulls and
he damn near averaged 40 in them games.
Okay.
You know how hard it is to average 40. You know how hard it is to get 40 in an NBA game, regardless of how shitty the team is.
But here's the thing. Tyrone's still trying to throw shade on the name, but regardless, take Nate Robinson now, and you go line up against him on the court. What did I just say about Brian Scalabrine? If you made it to the league, if you made it to any of those leagues, you are of that 1% athlete that can cook anybody else in the world.
And Dan, here's the truth.
In the world.
I don't measure NBA players against my black ass. I measure them against their talent.
I know what you measure it against, but the point is, is behind all of this. No matter how big Nate Robinson was, right? He still believed in himself enough to make it a long career in the NBA.
Yeah.
TJ.
Nate Robinson's career was
TJ.
longer than Kwame Brown's.
TJ.
Nate Robinson's career was longer than Smush Parker. Nate Robinson's career was longer than Chris Mims. You can't tell me Nate Robinson wasn't shit. He's better than them shitty teams. If Nate Robinson was on that shitty Lakers team, they'd have probably made it to the playoffs with Kobe Bryant.
Nate Robinson is not in the third web, dude. Like, what the fuck? No, not that.
We never compared them though. The whole point of this conversation.
The whole point of this saying, no.
Yeah, he put him in.
I said there are 1%. These guys would have never got looked at, or they would have never had a shot if they didn't put in the work, the time, and the talent to even make the NBA. I'm talking about these dudes made the NBA under 5'10", under 5'11", under 6 feet. You made the NBA under 6 feet. That's a feat win in itself. He wasn't on no practice squad. He wasn't no 12th man off the bench.
These people
he had
were
a
starters.
role on a team.
These
he had
people
a role
were
on a team. People knew. If you say Nate Robinson, outside of the casual fan, they're gonna know who Nate Robinson is.
Because
you can't say he wasn't shit.
But because the little man believed in their talents and put in the work to get to where they're at. That's why I'm going to continue to say, if you believe in yourself, no matter what you do, talk that shit until you.
And they can talk that shit. Isaiah Thomas.
Continue to
look at how little Isaiah Thomas was. He was cooking.
He was what, 6 feet, I think.
Barely.
6'1".
He was 6 feet on paper. On paper, that dude was 5'11", 5'10".
Hey, listen, Jalen Brunson is 6'1" on stilts, okay? Because he's not 6'1", and he's cooking everybody.
Cooking.
Okay.
And he made All NBA. You know what I'm saying? That's not easy to do.
So whether
no matter
what
genetics and talent you have, that's not easy to do.
Nothing belong being mentioned with any of those dudes you're talking about.
Oh, stop it!
Nah. Anybody who can dunk on Yao Ming is good in my book. It's good in my book.
On a piece of paper. You talking about anybody?
Don't matter. That nigga was 7'1", and Nate Robinson climbed over his back and yammed it on him. What can you do? Yeah, you can't jump either.
Shots fired. That was for the light skin comment before.
Well, I'm about to say, TJ was waiting on that one, boy.
Now y'all are even. It took an hour and 40 minutes, but he got back on that light skin joke. But again, man, all of this shit, because that stemmed from the music to whatever, man. Like, it's literally, just believe in yourself. Yeah. Believe in yourself. Believe in your confidence. Believe in your ability. If you think you're the best, continue to work and continue to grind till you feel you're the best. Plain and simple. We're going to cap it off right here.
Master your craft. Master your craft.
Next year, we celebrate 10 years of this podcast, and it almost died a couple times because I was getting too emotional about certain things. But we still been at this shit way longer than some.
You're on mute.
Yeah, I know. Motorcycles is passing. But I'm still at this shit way longer than people who had larger followings than we ever had bigger numbers than we ever had. Because we still good at this shit. And I still believe in the final product of what we got here. There's a reason why the team was built the way it was built, because there's a long-term game with this shit that, hey, I'm going to talk my shit about, we still in this podcast game regardless until somebody comes knocking on the door. Because we believe in this shit. We continue to do this shit on a weekly basis unless we all got something going on because life be lifing. But it's a matter of, believe in your shit and continue to believe in your shit until what you think you're the best, or people start to finally recognize, hey, you're really good at what you do and you're better than others. But it's hard to, and I've been through so much self-doubt, so much. so much self-doubt.
It's not easy.
But
it's not easy, Dan.
It's not easy yet.
That's just what I said. If I hadn't have been invited to this show, my show would have been over. Because I was done. I was at the point where I was just like, you know what, I'm doing this and I've been putting my all into it, and it's like I'm not getting the viewership, I'm not getting the listening. And Dan, to tell you, I was straight up on TikTok told Dan, my show is over. I'm done with my show. And then he invited me to come on y'all show, and then it was.
But really, it started with, yo, how often are you doing this? I'm liking what you do. That means, hey, you got to that one person that said, hey, you know what? Maybe I am doing something right.
Yeah,
because you believed in your shit and you delivered something that became entertaining to me.
Yeah, but
personally, and I can only speak to me.
But the thing was getting invited to your show. So I had a lot of people saying, hey, I like your show, I like your show, I like your show. But it wasn't translating to me because my viewership wasn't up. And I felt like I was just getting the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But when Dan said, hey, I like what you do, I was just like, okay, you know, this dude don't know me, he's a stranger, this is the bullshit. But then when he said, hey, come on our show, that invite to y'all to be on the starting five solidified that this man really does. He ain't bullshit. He really likes what I do, and that's how my show kept going because I was like, you know what?
It's like when parents try to. It's like parents when they try to talk to their kids, right? It don't register, but when your best friend says it or somebody outside your circle says, "Hey, man, I like what you're doing," or this, that, and the third. You need to hear another voice besides the same voice.
You want a better example of that? It's when you tell your kids to clean up, and then when the grandparent comes over, hey, go clean up, and we're gonna go do.
Shit's moving. Shit's moving. House is immaculate. House is immaculate. It's a secondary voice. It's a tertiary voice. Because you hear that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, you're gonna just drown it out. You become numb to it. It's like anything else. You smell shit 10 days a week, you get nose numb from it. So now you don't smell shit anymore. And then you're around, you're like, yo, how do you sit there?
Was that a sanitation joke?
It's true. I mean,
how do you sit there and smell shit, bro?
When it smells like death. You know, but regular garbage.
You just turn numb to it. It's always, yo, my man, can you look at this? I need a fresh pair of eyes because there's something I'm not seeing. You want to get a fresh pair of eyes on it. Somebody's different perspective, outlook. And then you know what? You're receiving that constructive criticism. However wild it may seem to you at the time, but it's coming from this person. So, hey, maybe they are making sense. You weren't the only person that said this, but why do you say this?
Yo,
and then you like, well, this is what I see. Yeah.
TJ, that's like going back to that same analogy with your room. You know what I'm saying? The parents can say, yo, your room stink every day. But as soon as the best friend come over and says the same thing, you're like, oh, okay. Okay, okay.
That pee in the corner smells different.
Don't let a girl come by and tell you your room smell like shit. Don't let a woman come by and tell you your smooth room smell like shit, bro.
That dribble of pee in the corner just all of a sudden
this
is the most pungent thing in the world.
Candles is in his room with Febreze.
All of a sudden you smell that shit.
Smells immaculate at that point. This shit smells like paradise. You're like, yo, what happens to this guy?
Like, why does it smell like a Bath and Body Works all of a sudden?
Oh, man.
I want to come over and chill all the time because your shit smells immaculate. Like, nah, bro, you can't come over here.
which, before we close, it leads to Tyrone's final question. You forgot what it was?
Well,
because I can't answer it, and I'll say the question for you. So Tyrone asked in the group chat if y'all missed it or not. He asked if you had to be single, are you okay with being single? Ooh, and like Tyrone, when he answers a question, I'm going to answer right away. No, because I don't plan on being single, and that's it.
I can answer this because I can be single, but I'm not lonely. I'm not lonely. You understand what I'm saying? People ask me this all the time. All my family, my sister's getting married next year, and she'll be the last of my siblings. All my siblings is married. I'm the only one out the whole entire my immediate family is not married. I'm single. But I'm happy. I'm comfortable where I'm at. Am I single? Yes. Am I lonely? Hell the fuck no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm living my best life. I'm comfortable. I could do what I want, when I want, with who I want, and go where I want at any time. I don't have to check in. I don't have to check out. I don't have to. I don't have to. And that's good for me. That is good for me. It works for me. It's just like people when they pressure their kids. How come you don't have any children yet? How come you don't have? You know what? They don't want kids because you know what? They like the lifestyle they're living. They don't want that responsibility, that financial burden. Whatever their reason is, they're comfortable with where they at and what they are and what they're doing. Let them be. You don't need to force how you did it or how you were brought up or how you did things. That's not the way it works for that individual. They're comfortable. Like Dan said, he's comfortable with the way he's living his life, right?
And
I know some dudes who can't be single for more than 3 months. I played ball with this dude. He broke up with his girl 6 weeks ago. He got another chick damn near moving in the crib. I was like, bro, how do you do this? He's like, yo, I can't be alone. I said, you don't have to be alone, but you don't have to be lonely either.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Let yourself breathe. Experience some shit by yourself before you just jump back in. He's like, nah, I don't want that. I gotta respect it because that's
Yeah.
just
And
that's how he is.
to further clarify my answer, then O can go. This kid's doing wheelies on a scooter, but it's. I mean, a lot of it has to do too with like how you brought up, what you were
Right,
brought up in. Thing
right,
right next door. My parents are still together to this day. So there was an example there of, hey, the shit happens, everything can be worked out. So I ain't
Right.
going nowhere. You know what I'm
my
saying? I'm
parents
not
been
going
together
nowhere,
for
and
over
I'm
50
comfortable with that.
years. My parents been together almost 60 years together. And I thought that's what I wanted. And I tried that. I went that route.
And
Was with my baby's mother for 8 years, had another relationship for 5 years, had another relationship for 3 years. It didn't work. It didn't work. For whatever reason. Whether I was the asshole or they were the asshole, it didn't work, right? So I come to realize that when I'm by myself and I can do things and maneuver how I want to maneuver, and I explain this to the person I'm talking to or the next person I'm dealing with, this is my life. This is you could either get with it or get the fuck on. It means nothing to me at that point because you know what? I don't need a ride or die. I'm good. But if you happen to hang around and want to be a part of my lifestyle and what it, then you know what? That makes it easier for me to accept you and to bring you in, and that changes the dynamics. But
but
until
the
that happens,
potential, but the
right,
potential of it,
right.
it doesn't. You don't exclude the potential
No,
because there
no,
could be that person that can
right,
change and flip that whole dynamic.
right. Because
It could be.
I seen it happen a million times. Dude, what happened to you? You was out here, uh, no holes over bros, all this other shit. And like, nah, man, I found a good woman. I'm settling down. This is this. Ba 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 ba. And I'm like, hey, more power to you, bro. I'm not gonna uh call him an outcast or say you fucking backed out on your word and why didn't you ride or die or stand on your shield for this? You found somebody that met you where you were at, agreed to what your lifestyle. It's all about an end goal, right? So if this you can see your person, a person with you to reach your end goal, you have the same mission, the same thing in common, then it's going to work. Until you find that, do you, do you. Don't go out hunting for some shit and then keep failing over and over and over and over again. Let it happen. Just let it
I'm waiting
happen.
on your. I want to know O's answer, and then to Tyrone, and then why Tyrone even had this question.
But no, I don't know. I guess I was on both sides of this because I was in a long term relationship, got married and everything. You know, for whatever reason, didn't work out. We still cool. We still cordial. At the time of the breakup, yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm just be single. I'm just be doing me. You know what I'm saying? Of course, and of course, you know, after time, you know, you meet someone or whatever, and things change. And but I mean, like TJ was saying, man. I mean, I'm nothing is written in stone. I'm not gonna be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna just be single and have fun. Cause no, cause you at the end of the day, I feel like you still want to grow old with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it can happen tomorrow. I mean, who knows? I mean, you know, it
Oh,
can
so
happen.
here's
Uh,
here's my thing, right? I don't feel that way because, and this is another difference too, whether you have kids or you don't. I
mm,
already have somebody that loves me unconditionally, damn near regardless of what I do. So I'm good. I'm
mm,
good. I got my daughter. We have a great relationship. She loves me through and through, whatever the case may be. So when you have kids, it's different. I don't need that reassurance from another person. I already got that. So
mm.
I'm good. That's why I'm not out here seeking uh love or that type of in a relationship. I'm
But
already solid. Go
but
ahead.
okay. So okay, I get what you're saying, right? But you're also not closing the door, right? Or are you?
No. I'm always leaving my options open.
Right.
I'm always leaving my options open because I could say that today. Now,
And meet somebody
come
tomorrow.
Wednesday,
Right.
come the next time we come on a podcast, yo, hey, I'm in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
It could be like that. It could be like that. My best friend told me, she said, you got one more good relationship in you. I was like, I don't see it. It's not for me. I've done
Mm.
all the steps. I don't want to start over again with somebody I don't know. I don't want to go through the whole trust factor, the
The
whole
whole
introducing of friends, the whole introducing of family. That shit is time consuming
the
and
whole what's your
exhaustive.
favorite color?
Yeah, that shit is exhaustive, bro. I don't want to do none of that shit no more. If I know you and we've been friends for 2 years or 10 years, and we cool, and you say, "Hey, let's work something out because we got the same thing in common. We got common goals." And okay, I might jump on. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I have to really think about it. But until that happens, I'm good. I'm never going to be lonely, dogs. I'm not one of these dudes sitting up cooped in a house. I got tons of friends. I if I really want ass, I can go out and get it. You know what I'm saying? There's always a money factor in that. You know what I'm saying? If I really was that dude, like who is it? He said, I just pay for ass. I don't need to worry about, you know, where you coming home, what time you coming home, none of that. I just pay for it, do my business, and keep on moving. I'm not him. I don't have the discretionary budget to do that shit either. But but I understand what he's saying. But I'm not lonely, bro. I'm not lonely. And I think people get confused being single and being alone as they
Right.
conflate
Right.
the two and they put it as like, yo, bro, what are you gonna do when you're by yourself? I still have people that care about me. I got two brothers and a sister. I got my daughter. I got nieces. I got nephews. I'm good in that sense, bro. I don't need anybody else's extra affection. I know where the love is coming from. So as long as I continue to do me and I'm not here doing no dumb shit, I'm good. So that's why I say what I said like that.
Mm.
It's true indeed. And but again, to other side is the important thing is you're not closing the door because when you do have it from the other side, and as you've expressed, you've been through it, it hits
Right,
different.
right.
It hits different. Go ahead, Tyrone. It's on you.
I asked this question because I'm with Brittany, right? And it's 8 years in. It's going on 8 years in. And we go through our problems, and she was discussing about like, well, what if we didn't, if we just stopped this? And I told her, yeah, it would be harder for you because she's one of those people that's like, I want a man. I don't want to be alone. I Every time she talks to me, it's like we're gonna be old together and grow together and future together, and I want somebody to be next to me, blah blah blah. And that's her mindset. So I said to her, I said, well, it's different for you, and I feel for you, but for me personally, I'm closing the door. I'm really am going to close the door. I tell Brittany all the time, and I tell anybody, if me and Brittany don't work out, I'm closing the door, because for me personally, the kind of man that I am is the kind of man that's like, I put my everything into my relationships, and I'm not saying I'm the best person, because I can be an asshole, I could be fucked up. I'm
We
not
have our fault.
I'm not emotionally available to her as much as I should be, you know what I'm saying? And I do have a lot of issues with her, but I don't feel like now, because of what I went through with my ex-wife and because of what I went through with women over to the age of this age, that now I don't want to do it anymore. My mindset is I do not want to put forth the effort to be the man that I want to be in a relationship and have it end in a year or two. And so for me, my mindset now is I don't want to do it no more. And I feel like for me, if me and Brittany don't work out, right, for me to even allow a woman into my space to say, hey, we're going to be in a relationship, knowing that I'm not going to give my 100%, knowing in the back of my head, I'm like, yo,
That's unfair to the other person. That's unfair to the other person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Knowing in the back of my head that, hey, I'm not going to bend over for her like I bend over for Brittany. I'm not going to get invested. I'm not going to involve my children. I'm not going to do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? For me to say that I'm not going to do all that, it's unfair to involve a woman. So for me, my mindset in my head right now is like, if me and Brittany don't work out,
No Diddy.
I'm kind of closed off. Like TJ said, for me, I have no, after this Brittany situation, if it don't work out, I have no need for a woman. Because like I said,
but listen,
I never feel sad about it, and ass I can get. You see what I'm saying?
Ty, here's the flip side of it. Here's the devil advocate side of it. 8 years, why haven't you been committed to this woman already? Like, why haven't you married? Why haven't you got married and made it the full step forward commitment? After being with her, she knows you. She knows you. It's been 8 years. There's no secrets. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why are you at this point where you should have been there at 5 years ago or 4 years ago to make that commitment to her?
No. We're 100% committed. It's just a situation where now it's like, do we have to get married? You know what I'm saying? Some people get that thing where it's like, we don't have to.
I get what you're saying with that. Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
it's just
I get what you're
putting
saying.
it on papers.
A ring ain't going to change nothing. Yeah.
So
yeah.
when I
right.
say
Putting it on papers.
I'm not out here in the streets. I'm not talking to other girls. I'm not every day saying, oh, we can break up. You know what I mean? I'm committed to this. I'm in here. I'm financially in it. I'm invested in the children. I'm mentally in it. I'm in this for the long haul. I'm just saying that if it ends, I don't know if I got another one of being in this in me. I don't think I do.
That's the way. That's exactly what I was saying. I was like, I don't want to start all over again. Because I feel that's a waste of time. To start all over. So if I do get with somebody, it's going to be somebody I know for a while.
But back
at
to
least 3 or 4 years.
Well, like back to O said, when you have that thing of I don't want to grow old,
Right. That's my thing. You know, and it's a double-edged sword, because when you have that mindset of, oh, I don't want to go, I don't want to go old, whatever, what's gonna happen? You're gonna end up settling. You know what I'm saying? And
Nah.
And you definitely don't want
that. Nah. Me personally, I'm not settling. Okay, I'm not settling.
Right.
That's bullshit. That's just doing it because you want somebody next to you when you wake up in the morning. Right. And that's not what you get in it for, bro. That's not what you get in it for. Because you still wasting that person's time, and you wasting money and all this other stuff that you could be doing if you wasn't waking up with this person. Because you want some companionship. Listen, we all have friends that we know since childhood, right? That's never going to change how you feel about them. That's never going to change how you treat them and how you respect them. Or else they wouldn't be your friends for this long.
But I ain't looking at, shout out to my brother Ian, but I ain't looking at Ian for some butt. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But I know but that's just joking. I'm just joking. But I know what you're saying. I'm just joking. I am just joking, people. But I know what you're saying. Because that
TJ had. I'm never gonna be alone. I got brothers and sisters that love me. I got children that love me. I'm gonna have grandkids that love me. I'm never gonna be alone. I'm always gonna have somebody that loves me that's gonna be there for me. And like I said, ask, man, you can buy it. You can pay for it. Or I'm not a handsome gentleman, but I feel like I can go out there and get a straggler or two to come over and
and here again, I agree with y'all. Y'all are not wrong, but it hits different.
Yes.
It just hits different.
No, I know what you're saying.
I'm 20 years in the game with my wife, 15 married, 20. It hits different.
Listen, you know what else is different? And Dan, I wish you know, I have no ill will. You're gonna be with your wife for the rest of your life. Hopefully, right? If some point in time in that relationship you guys break up, y'all are fucked because you've been out the game for so long. And I witnessed. No, wait a minute. I'm gonna finish. Let me get to my point. Because I was with my ex for 7.5, almost 8 years, and I was so used to having somebody laid in the bed next to me, right? Just that presence of being next to me. That when she left, I was fucked up. I knew she wasn't coming back home. I knew she wasn't going to be there anymore. That feeling, is different for everybody unless you truly hate the person. But yo, that's a real long recovery process in trying to get over that. If my wife is
watching, well, we had one person watching. I was gonna say if my wife was watching, but it's if which it ain't happening, but if it were to go that route, the hit different for a person like me is it's more than the love part because of the
kids and everything.
Yeah, like she's my better half for multiple reasons because I can be the financial fuck up. She's the one that sets it straight.
You gotta get your own shit together now.
And there's other, that's where the other dynamics come in. That's what those are little things that you could end up missing, so that's why I say like it's a bigger scope. It's a huge picture that could be painted within this and described. Picture. But you two at the bottom described it differently to where it's like you, TJ, you said you wasn't keeping your doors closed. Tyrone said the possibility might be the doors may be shut for good on that. And in all of this, it's okay because it's how you choose to carry on for the rest of your life.
Oh, of course.
And maintain.
Of course. Right.
And like I said, I'm not off on Brittany. I'm not saying we're going to break up or nothing like that. I'm just saying that when the conversation occurred between me and her, it was basically like, it's going to hit different for you because you've talked about not being alone. You've talked about wanting somebody. You've talked about growing over somebody in a relationship. And for me, I'm not there. So it's also, too, for me, it's also like put an extra stress on me because it's like, I don't want this to end because I know that it's going to hit her way differently than it's going to hit me. It's going to affect her way more because now she does have to go through that process of starting over, meeting someone because that's what she wants. You know what I mean? For me, I'm content with now saying, hey, I don't want to do that again. So it's also...
It's your wants. It's the wants versus comfortability. You know what I'm saying? So how comfortable can you be working independently or with somebody? It's always easier when it's a team. It's always easier. I tell people all the time, when you're splitting bills, when you're doing responsibilities, it's always easier.
It always feels easier, but the struggles can be as equal as somebody who is all alone. Trust me.
Yeah.
My other mindset too is 8 years, right? 8 years. So I don't have and I've never broken up with a woman in an animosity situation. It's always been mutual. Let's break up. We're not working out. It's never been a cheating or
I wish I could say that.
You know what I'm saying? I've never broken up like in an animosity situation, and I don't feel like me and Brittany would break up in that situation. So now, how many years do I have where I'm still devoted to her too? Because like O said, he broke up with his ex, and they still cordial and all that. So for me, me and Brittany have a good enough relationship where the cordiality will outweigh whatever girl I meet. If I meet a girl 6 months, ain't no way she's going to compare what I got with Brittany. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that either.
Also, it hits differently if you're 33 as opposed to if you're 50.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got much time. Your time, it's like you only got so many more pumps left to go get some ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't there yet. But the window is closing. The window is closing. Your stroke count
is highly diminished.
Yeah. So your opportunities.
Thank goodness for science.
Yes, your opportunities are less than if you're older than when you are much younger. So when you say you're walking away from it and the door's closed, I understand it, because what's left? It's not much left. And you say, like I said, you won't be lonely, but you'll be by yourself. So you got to take that into consideration. And like I said before, people conflate the two. Being lonely, I shouldn't say lonely, being single, they lump all the other things into being single. And that's not the case. It's not the case. We live in a day and age. This is not the 50s or the 60s or the 70s or even the 80s, where if you're 51 or 55 or 60, that you can't go out there and do something else with somebody else. Those days are gone. Those days are long gone.
Or you
people getting married at 90
and don't love each
right.
other.
Right.
Like that, yeah.
Those days is done. Those days is done. I don't see myself getting married at 75. Fuck all of that. We just gonna rock out until the wheels fall off. But like I said, we've all got a foundation, right? That we can lean on, that we have that support, and we have that love, we have that nurturing, all that other shit that comes with family, right? To the person who doesn't have that, they might have a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? They might not have kids. They might not have a strong family background, whatever their situation is. So they might long for being with someone to be close to, because they don't want to spend their days by themselves. And I completely understand that. And I can't knock or judge anybody else or about how they feel about that situation. You are who you are. You want what you want. And you've been living this life, however you've been living it, productively. So I'm not going to ask you that question or put that pressure on you. Who am I? It's not even my business to even ask you that. That's a very personal question. And you got to respect that. I will never say to any of my single friends, the few that are left, why aren't you, married, or why don't you have kids, or whatever that like that. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. So, you live the life the best way you see fit. You can ask me for advice on how I'm living my life. It's like these self-help books. The self-help book helped the person that wrote the book. Okay? Doesn't mean it's going to help you. The way I work out and lose weight in my diet ain't going to be the same way you lose weight and gain muscle in your diet. Our bodies are completely different. We react to things differently. So that's how you got to attack and address the situation. My advice might help you, hurt you, but you're going to learn from it and say, I don't want that, or maybe I want to do that, or whatever the case, whatever you come up with, that's your own decision at the end of the day. And that's what you got to live with. If you're comfortable with it, then nobody can tell you shit. That's the bottom line. If you're comfortable, nobody can tell you shit. And you're not going to let nobody disrupt your being comfortable. That's the bottom line. You got to be comfortable.
And that's the bottom line, because light skin said so. And we're done. Again, we turned shit into sugar with another podcast for another week. This was great. TJ, you know what to do. You were the late one today.
Yeah, I was the late one today. Sorry about that. I was in the shower when you sent the text. I was being lazy today. This was a dope show. I'm not gonna lie. This was a dope podcast. We came with some good topics. Lisper, you were wrong on a lot of shit with the team aspect concept shit. I'm just gonna call you out on it. Fuck you. You're never gonna be right on that shit. So that's where I'm leaving it at. It was dope. I love conversations that we have like this. It's real life, and you get in real life perspectives from real life people dealing with shit in every day. So, yo, we're always gonna have a podcast. I'm always gonna be here when we talk about shit like this. This was just phenomenal. That's all I'm gonna say. Salute to you fellas and Big O, wherever you're at in the metasphere.
He was the first one here, the first one to leave though.
I think that there's a jealousy aspect going on with these guys. Listen, man, somebody's got to carry the team. Okay? Okay? You know, every time I come on here, I got to with a hurt back because I be carrying y'all. Especially Dan getting on my back. You see Dan, he's a lusty dude. Him getting on my back, me carrying this episode. You know what I'm saying? To quote the late great Kobe Bryant, Shaq told the story where he went to Kobe and he said, Kobe, the team don't like how you act and how you shooting, and there's no I in team. And Kobe said, there's a me in that motherfucker, and that me is me. I don't care. That's what we're doing with it. Okay? Show. And like I said, I have to let a group of men that can keep me on my toes. Not win, but just stand on my tip-top tippies. To get
as you see, we all see it through rose-colored lenses out here.
Here, and you don't gotta be jealous. You're light skin, okay? Live on that. All right? That's all I'm gonna say. But like I said, shout out to everybody in the audience. Shout out to you guys, and I love being here, and I love winning every week. And I'm gonna continue my streak. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And with that being said, kids, crack is whack. Don't do drugs. But if you do, and you're doing drugs while you're cooking, I know our sponsor doesn't promote this, but sprinkle some hooks, rubs, and spices to season it up. Remember, 20% off your order using the code STAR5. And that's it. We out. Stay off of drugs, kids. Peace.